What's up? What's up? What's up, fight fans? Main man, made man in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. It is a pleasure to be on here on this Sunday, well, morning / afternoon for me. You know what I mean? And it's always good to be up on here with all the made men and the made ladies to talk this boxing talk. Let's see if everything's sounding good. All right. All right. Sounds like we were sounding good, man. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. Yo, man, y'all got to forgive me about the post-fight review last night, man. I'm going to be 100 with you. When you catch me on a Saturday night after a certain time, ain't no telling what state of mind that you going to catch main man, made man in, man. And last night, yo, I mean, the fight wasn't over till damn near 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? At least on East Coast time. So, shit, man, it was late. I was tired. Brother had to throw a few back, had a good Saturday night. So guess what, man? Shit, y'all caught me how y'all caught me. But I managed to get up on here, and we managed to cover the fight and everything like that. So today, what's up with you? Brian Thompson in the building. What's up, champ? What's up, man? So we're going to do this particular live stream a little different from last night. And we're going to stick to the actual stats and the actual factuals when it comes to this particular situation with Sergey Kovalev, the crusher. Stay out the damn bushes, bro. Stay out the damn bushes. Now, what I want to say now, so that y'all see the title of the particular video, man, what is the next move, or what should be the next move for Sergey Kovalev? Sergey Kovalev getting back his WBO title back last night, beating Elian Alvarez one-sidedly last night. I don't know what the hell was that Elian Alvarez did last night, coming in the ring, balling up, standing right there in front of Sergey Kovalev, looking for the right shot, and that right shot just never, ever came, unfortunately, for Elian Alvarez. And now we got people like myself sitting back thinking like, yo, was this shit a fluke in the first time around? I woke up to some comments, to some inboxes this morning, and people are saying, main man, made man. I think that shit was a fluke, cuz. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. All I know is Elian Alvarez waited a very, very long time for this opportunity. We already know that Adonis Stevenson never gave him that fight. He sat and waited in the wings for a long time for the opportunity. He capitalized the first time around, but he wasn't good enough to retain it, man. I don't know if Sergey Kovalev is going to look for a rematch here. I think it'd be very possible. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. What's up, Orlando? Orlando, my main man in the building. What's good with you, man? It's early, man. You know, fresh got my coffee this morning. You know what I mean? I'm back shop again, man. You know what I mean? But let's keep it a buck, man. So let's keep it all the way live. What should be Sergey Kovalev's next move? In my opinion, looking at the landscape at the light heavyweight division, looking at all the upcoming fights and what people got to do at light heavyweight, in my opinion, the best move for Sergey Kovalev, I would love to see Dmitry Bivol, but it's looking like Oleksandr Vazdik, man, may be the best fight. The WBC champion. We know Oleksandr Vazdik just coming off that win against Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? That was a big, big win. The reason I say that Oleksandr Vazdik should be the top choice, because Oleksandr Vazdik also has affiliations with Top Rank and ESPN, which we seen Sergey Kovalev fighting on ESPN Plus last night. So, I mean, politics and shit impending, you know what I mean? I think that would be the absolute best route for him. Now, Oleksandr Vazdik's situation is he's coming up on the fight in March. What's up, man? Yeah, he disappointed me too, Jaquavius, man. Oleksandr Vazdik is coming up on a fight in March. He's going to have his first title defense. And then after that, he'll have a mandatory in Marcus Brown. But we all know how this game is played. You know what I mean? Unifications trumps mandatory. So with Sergey Kovalev now having the WBO, Vazdik now having the WBC, that could be a major unification card that is very, very possible. That is very, very possible. Capadonna 24, what up with you? You know what I'm saying? But that could be very, very possible for Sergey Kovalev. And then if, according to the words of Sergey Kovalev, he wants to get back into contention. He wants to get back and get these belts back. Well, here, look here, man. It can start with Oleksandr Vazdik, man. That is a good fight, man. You know, Oleksandr Vazdik is coming off a very impressive win. We know what he did to Adonis. You know what I mean? A lot of people may be riding high on him now. His name recognition is probably at an all-time high. And if he really want to cement his legacy and he really want to go for the bag, you know what I mean? Then I'm telling you, man, Sergey the Crusher Kovalev is right there. That will be a hell of a fight. That'll be a hell of a fight. And then even if he doesn't fight Sergey Kovalev right away, it'll still be a good fight with Marcus Brown. We know Marcus Brown is coming off that Badu Jack win, and Marcus Brown is the WBC mandatory after Vazdik gets his title defense. So that'll be promising. You look around the landscape at 175, man, and yeah, man, that'd be some major smoke right there, bro. Major smoke. Then you look at the other end, Dmitry Bivol, the fight that I would love to see, Dmitry Bivol versus Sergey Kovalev. It's not easily as possible, though we do know top ranked ESPN, Kathy Duva, they will work with Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? They will work. According to Bob Arum, it seems like, according to his words, that Al Heyman is the only cat that ain't trying to do these cross promotions, and he the only cat that ain't trying to work with other entities. Well, Bob Arum, and ESPN, they all down. So guess what? At the end of the day, Dmitry Bivol is very possible, though he has affiliations with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN. He has an upcoming fight with Joe Smith. That's going to be a real good fight. Maybe, who knows, Sergey Kovalev gets the winner of that, but I just think politics and pending, it'd be a tougher fight to make. As for also Artur Beterbiev, we all know Beterbiev. He's now aligned himself also with Matchroom and DAZN. He has an upcoming fight with Sullivan Barrera. He pulled out last December because of an injury, and he was supposed to face Joe Smith, but it never came to fruition. You know what I mean? So, but however, Beterbiev is looking to get back into contention, starting off with Sullivan Barrera. That's going to be a decent fight. I don't know, man. I think Sullivan Barrera sometimes, man, I think he done cylindered out, Joe. Like, every time I always think that this dude good, he gets smoked. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But out of all of those champions, if Sergey Kovalev wants to get in there and get the rest of these belts back, as he claims that he do, you know what I mean? Then I think that Alexander Gvozdyk, top-ranked ESPN, WBC champion, riding high on name recognition, got the win at his back right now, you know what I mean? Coming off a big fight by beating Adonis Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? Stevenson, you know what I mean? So I think that would be the absolute number one fight, and it'll be one hell of a fight for the Crusher. That's only if the Crusher can stay the fuck out the bushes. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We know this dude gonna have this court case he's gonna have to worry about, man. We'll see how this play out, whether they settle with this lady, whether they go and fight it, or whatever the case may be. If he get found guilty, then shit, we just talking for nothing right now. You know what I mean? But if he gets found guilty, his ass is done. His ass is done, son. He gone back on the first thing, smoking the Russia, and they gonna lock his ass up. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But those are some good options for Sergey Kovalev. That is the current landscape, or the current viewpoint at light heavyweight right now. But all of those fights are good fights, and this is the honest time, ever since Sergey Kovalev had all those titles, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good time now, and all the titles are scattered throughout the division, and they all being held by a lot of Europeans. But these are some good level fights. Sean Isaac's in the building. What's up, fam? Brown next, look good against Jack. He did look good against Jack. That was the best fight that I ever seen Marcus Brown fight of his entire career. But like I just stated earlier, Marcus Brown is in a real good position with the WBC. And you know what I mean? I don't know if he want to jeopardize that position to go after Kovalev. But then again, if Kovalev take him next, why shouldn't he? Because it's a title fight. You know what I mean? So, Marcus Brown, but he's also affiliated with, PBC and Al Heyman and stuff like that. And I don't know how easy it would be for Marcus Brown to face a Sergey Kovalev who's affiliating himself with ESPN. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we all got to keep in mind, man. But shit, Joe, that'd be a hell of a fight, son. You know what I mean? I'll be down to watch that fight all day. Jimmy McDonald, what's up, family? Jimmy McDonald, hey, Cuzzo, I'm wrenching you up right now, Cuzzo, all day. You know what I'm saying? You my main man. Hold on, son. I'm wrenching you up right now, my G. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, and it is what it is. Consider yourself wrenched up, fam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it'll be a good fight. It'll be a real good fight. And Marcus Brown, yeah, coming off that impressive win, but it just would be hard to make, man. Now, I don't know, man. Sergey got his work cut out for him, son. He got his work cut out for him going through these Europeans, dog. Like, he truly does. It ain't going to be an easy road for him at all. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be an easy road for him at all. So he was going to have to go through some fire to get those belts back. It ain't like when he fought, like, say, for all of those belts in one fight. Nah, cuz you gonna have to go through European after European. You gonna have to go after challenge after challenge after challenge. Now, as for Eliander Alvarez, man, what's next for him? Slim, I don't know, but I know one thing. Eliander Alvarez is still ranked pretty high amongst the sanctioning bodies. Down at light heavyweight, he still can get back into contention, but he got to work on some things, man. I ain't expecting for Eliander Alvarez to fight like that against other fighters. Don't be trying to sit back waiting for opponents to get tired and and waiting for dudes to tie them. You got to bring that noise, bro. You are the champion, and you need to fight like when you on top, everybody coming for what you got. So you got to fight like Slim. This dude wants my title. This dude is going to come at me for. So I'm going to take this fight to this dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe because he looked at the first fight and he tried to re-emulate what he did in the first fight because he was kind of humble in the first fight and then he took advantage late in the fight. And maybe he thought that same game plan was going to work out in this fight, but it proved not to. You know what I mean? It proved not to. So Elian de Alvarez, I still want to see him in good contention. I'm hoping that, he's not, a one-trick pony. You know what I mean? Because you don't fight like that and then you fight like that twice back to back. It proved to be successful the first time because Sergey Kovalev was fucking with the grocery store vodka. You know what I'm saying? And Sergey Kovalev wasn't listening to nobody. But last night, Sergey Kovalev came equipped with Buddy McGirt and, Slim. They worked on a game plan. He got Sergey to listen, even though I still think Sergey was fucking with that bottle. You know what I'm saying? Even so much, he still got him to listen and he still got him to stick to the game plan. And they got through that damn fight. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. So, that's what I think should be the next move. I will wrap this portion of it up. Sergey Kovalev should go after Alexander Vazdik next. That is I believe the best and easiest fight to make. It'll be a good unification fight, and let's just hope so. Now, if it goes, Marcus Brown, if it goes Dimitri Bivol, I'm good with that too. But if I had my choice in the matter, it'll be Alexander Vazdik, and that's just how I'm seeing it. All right, moving on to the second portion of this show. Dillian Whyte, man. Dillian Whyte is out with big news today. Son, this dude is out here, man, once again, certifying what a lot of people already then believed. What a lot of people had already been saying, like myself, that the $50 million offer that came from PBC and that came from Al Heyman and Deontay Wilder, the $50 million guarantee offer, 50 million or 50%, whichever one is greater, that was offered to Anthony Joshua, Project AJ. Also, 30 million guarantee in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? These $80 million, if you want to say it in a nutshell, was the real deal. At least this is according to Dillian Whyte. This is Dillian Whyte saying this. Another name you can add to the list of somebody that's saying that this thing was real. How many people are going to be wrong on this, fight fans? How many people going to be wrong on this, man? Real shit. Silver Salomo says, man, Kovalev showed true class in his performance last night. He's still elite level, and I would like to see how he does against Bivol. That would be a hell of a fight, fam. That'd be that. If I had my wish, that'd be the number one fight. But, we'll see how the politics play out with that. But, yeah, man, you know what I mean? So how many names, though, son? How many names of people are going to keep coming along and saying that this $50 million was real? I hate to keep digging up old news. But, yo, this is in the news today. And for Dillian Whyte to come out and stamp this, a dude who's been rolling with Hearn and still got affiliations with Hearn. A lot of people believe that, Dillian Whyte is turning on Eddie Hearn and this. Let's not forget that Dillian Whyte also has fighters that also are signed under Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? He has a couple fighters under Matchroom, so he'll always have certain affiliations with Matchroom, whether he go over to PBC or not. You dig? But according to Dillian Whyte, and allow me to quote him if I can, he says, and I quote, he offered Joshua $50 million and he didn't take it. I've been over to America and I know from a real source, I've seen that money was there. And he told this to Eddie Hearn straight to his face, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't nothing that was like, yo, let me go to an IFL interview. Let me go to some Coogan dude or let me go to a website and just give this quote. He gave this shit to Eddie Hearn right to his face. Eddie's offering 60-40. AJ is facing Miller, though. Yeah, that's what they're looking like, the way things are forming. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, we need to see that this does not look good and this shit was real. People keep coming to me. Oh, man, it was Frank Warren. It was Frank Warren that said he was going to guarantee the money. And AJ can't fight for BT Sports. Man, we all know that shit. We all know that. But that's just Frank Warren flapping his gums. I also heard Frank Warren. Let's remember back when Frank Warren was on the radio with Tony Bellew. And what did he tell you then? Oh, I've seen proof of funds, and it was guaranteed by Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Once again, in this particular thing with Dillian Whyte, he's saying the reason that he knows that the money is real or was real is because he talked to Steven Espinoza of Showtime. You know what I mean? When he was over there for the Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner fight, he talked to Steven Espinoza. According to Dillian Whyte, and I quote, Espinoza said the dough was there. I know you team AJ first, so I'm not getting involved, end quote. So, you know, this is once again, this is definitely another person that's saying, man, that money was there. I remember when Tony Bellew was telling Frank Warren, like, son, how do you know that this is real? You are not the promoter of Deontay Wilder. You are not the promoter of Project AJ. How do you know this is real? And what was Frank Warren's answer? Because I work with Shelly Finkel. And of course, we know Shelly Finkel works with Showtime. Yeah, I works with Shelly Finkel. We do business together, and I seen the contract. So, I mean, don't come to me with this bullshit about, Frank Warren, he says the money, he was putting it up for BT's. Man, Showtime got it, cuz. Showtime got it. Al Heyman got it. So you telling me between Showtime and Al Heyman, they couldn't come up with $50 million guarantee or 50%? So, I mean, what y'all got to say now? Dillian Whyte said this. Oh, man, because Dillian Whyte is trying to get next to Al Heyman, and he's trying to line himself up with PBC. That's the only reason that he said it. I don't want to hear that, because he's been saying that for months now. And like I said before, he still got affiliations with Matchroom. So he ain't in business to shit on Matchroom. You know what I mean? Sean Isaac says, I think Miller has a good chance. AJ Gas Tank is suspect. Big Baby might eat him up like Pac-Man. I mean, my whole deal is about that. Big Baby got to get up on AJ. And he got, that's Big Baby's strong point. Later in the, he's a chip away fighter. So when he gets like later on in the fight, he get to land that big ass burger belly on you. You know what I'm saying? And he get to putting that weight on you, pushing you back up against the ropes. Slim, the thing is, can he get next to AJ, who has a stiff pole of a jab? You dig? He does tire you later in fights, especially when he put on too much damn muscle mass. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, can he get next to AJ without getting knocked the fuck out? And that's the only thing that I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Real shit. Big punch bag Miller. Yeah, man, it's going to be, my deal is, man, and I spoke on this in the last live stream, this is not my first preference, but it is. I know what they try and do. Miller got the market in New York and so on and so forth. My deal is I want to see Luis Ortiz. I think that would be the biggest splash on American shores for DAZN and for Project AJ. Luis Ortiz, a common opponent that Deontay Wilder has with him, it would have just made better sense. An opponent that he ducked back in the day, and I've already done that video. Opponent that he ducked back in the day when they were all on the same side of the street. You know what I mean? So I honestly would have liked to seen Luis Ortiz versus Project AJ for the splash into America. But it is what it is. It still would be I guess I'll watch it. You know what I mean? I'll watch it. I like White. He's not a yes man. I like White too. And Deontay Wilder is out here telling Dillian Whyte that, look, if you want the best chance to fight me, you're going to have to rock with PBC. That's just another avenue that Deontay Wilder is providing for Dillian Whyte. He's already gave him a couple. And this is now the latest one. He had the opportunity to face Dominique Brazil and become the mandatory. He didn't take that. He had the opportunity to face Luis Ortiz at the order of Deontay Wilder, with Wilder well on record saying that, look, if you beat Luis Ortiz, I'll give you the shot. He didn't do that. And now here we are at another avenue where Dillian Whyte is being offered, come on, you want a fight-by-fight basis with Hearn. You ain't tied into nothing. You're not tied into DAZN. You're not tied into Sky Sports. It's on the hand. It's a fight-by-fight thing. So won't you come on over here, take a couple fights on the PBC side of the tracks, and maybe get a shot with Wilder? Another road. Will Dillian Whyte turn this road down too? AJ versus Ortiz would be a great fight. That would be a hell of a fight, bro. That would be the fight that he wins the American public over with. Word of mother. That'd be the fight right there. It's like common sense. Everybody is saying it, son. This ain't no secret. This ain't nothing that nobody like, oh, well, what should he do? If he wants to splash into this market, you dig? All people are saying is fight this man right here. This is the man. We didn't ask for Big Burger Miller. You know what I mean? We asked for Luis King Kong Ortiz. And I understand it's a threat. I understand it's a credible threat. And you can lose everything fucking around with Luis Old Man Ortiz. But at the end of the day, that is the fight that the people are asking for. And you want this market. You want this money. You want this recognition. Well, guess what, cuzzo? Come on and see Luis King Kong Ortiz. Brian Thompson, it might be true, but AJ must trust Eddie Hearn too much, and it could have been his downfall. Remember, Riddick Bowe trusted his promoter a lot, and it cost him the Lennox fight. Man, look, Brian Thompson, I've already been on record saying this, son. Like, there ain't no man alive, especially when you are a bigger star as big as Project AJ is. There ain't no man alive that could keep me from making $80 fucking million, or better yet, over $100 million if you really count in all the whole deal. Eddie, you work for me, son. You got to get me the best fights per the contract. If you don't, you're not living up to your obligations as a promoter. So this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. Sky Sports can put this shit on in the UK. Showtime can put it on in America. I want that bag of money, and I want to go get that WBC title. Make it happen. Make it happen. The proof of funds, we know who we dealing with here. We dealing with Al Heyman. We dealing with Steven Espinoza. We dealing with Showtime. They got bread. They got bread. It's no fucking secret. They got money. You hear me? Come on, son. Cut it out. Who's your pick? DeGale versus Eubank. Joyce versus Stavern undercard. You know what, man? That's a good fight. But well, you know, I'm hoping that Chris Lunchbox Eubanks come into this fight as a real boxer this time, and not as some sort of Nordic warrior. You know, I always say that I think James DeGale, man, I think he's the skillful of the two. And you know, it is what it is. But James DeGale with the injuries, and I didn't like the fact how he walked away from Caleb Truax. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care much for that, man. I thought he should have gave Truax another go at it, man. And I don't know, man. I think that Chris Eubank Jr., man, I want to say I'm rocking with him. I do. I really do. I want to say Chris Eubank Jr. because he's a grungy fighter. He's a dirty fighter. And James DeGale don't like to fight that way. You know what I mean? So, but on the skill point, I give the edge to James DeGale. So if I had to take a quick pick, just looking at it cosmetically, I'm going to go ahead and stick it with Chris Eubank Jr. And I ain't high on that kid, bro. Check my videos on him. I ain't high on him at all. I ain't high on his ass at all. The way he fought leading in with his head when he, man, I just, Chris Eubank get on my nerves, son. The way he tried to inject himself into the World Boxing Super Series after he lost. So I always been kind of sour on him, man. And I'm being real. Joyce versus Stavern undercard. I like that fight, though. Joe Joyce versus Bermain Stavern. I'm expecting Joe Joyce. This is your time, bro. You came over here to America. You know what I mean? You got from under David Haye. You came on over here. Now you want to tell us what you about. Well, it starts with Bermain Stavern. There was even some rumblers about Joe Joyce versus Luis Ortiz. That would have been a good fight. But Joe Joyce is young. He got a late start. I like Joe Joyce so far. But we'll see. I'm expecting for him to knock Stavern ass out, though. Stavern is just not the same Stavern from the Areola days, in my opinion. That Ortiz versus White on the under on Wilder. Ortiz versus White on the under on Wilder. That would be the fight right there, son. That would be a hell of a fight. And I'm sure if he was to come on over here with PBC, that would be the fight to make right there. And put him on that Wilder Fury undercard, man. That would be, hey, that shit would be lit. That shit would be lit. That will be a card worth paying for, son. Because we all know how Dillian Whyte stepped out of the way of Luis Ortiz a couple months ago. You know what I mean? My man Luis Ortiz was willing to pull himself off of the Wilder Fury undercard to come on over to the UK to fight for 4 wings and fried rice and still fight Dillian Whyte. Yo, hey, if they can make that happen, Slim, that will be where it's at. PBC got so many stars, man. They got so many good fights that can be made. Because I know they had to pay Wilder and Fury the big bags of money, man, so they couldn't really stack the card the way they wanted to. But man, come on, Slim. Like, you got to give us better undercards if you want us to get this money on pay-per-view. Yeah, the Wilder Fury fight stands on its own merit, and everybody and their mom is going to pay for it regardless. But shit, man, like, dog, I'll be willing to throw in another $5, $10 if you can give us some good undercard fights, man. I mean, that's just me, though. The levels of arrogance will be off the chart. I got Eubank too. Yeah, man. Oh, you can believe it. He'll have his father walking around with the suits with the top button all the way to the throat. You know what I mean? Walking around saying his S is all hard. Like, cease. I told you, my sons is the truth. You know what I mean? Like, he'll definitely be out here just arrogant as hell. And I'm this, I'm that. You know, it'll just. I actually want to see my man get in the mix, man. I want to see what's my dude. Just one. Y'all know who I'm talking about, man. White Chocolate. I want to see him get in the mix, man. I like to see him get in the mix, man. It'll be something to see. And who knows, man? Who knows? I don't think Eddie Hearn is willing to do business with the Eubanks right now. So, you know, the Callum fight, I don't know how much how easy that would be to be made. Ain't no title in that fight, though. This is just for, like, talking and bragging right. Smith, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like this would be for like ain't no title involved in that fight. It's just for more so these two got a rivalry once another. They sparred each other in the gym years ago. And, they got all of these gym stories coming out. Oh, I beat him in sparring. I got the best of him in sparring. And I kicked him out of my gym. And remember, they talking about Chris Eubank Jr. stood in the middle of the ring and told DeGale to get his ass back in the ring. And they start shadow boxing all through him. And, man, let's do Chris Eubank Jr. off the chain, son. You know what I'm saying? Man, you a wild lover, Slim. Yeah, man. Hey, Wilder, all day. That's my main man. If you talking about Deontay Wilder, hell yeah, son. All day. I mean, I'm looking forward to this Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder rematch, man. I mean, hats off to Fury. I really want to say hats off to Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury, man, once again, is coming back into the backyard of Deontay Wilder. Once again, after he may, or Frank Warren may feel, and a lot of Fury fans may feel he was robbed. What does he do? He goes right back into the lion's den, bro. He goes right back into that fire and say, I'm willing to do it again. Fuck a tune-up. Fuck a soft touch. Fuck a AJ. You know what I mean? I'm going back in and finish what I started. Man, god damn, I got nothing but respect for my main man, Gypsy King. You know what I'm saying? All day. His daddy sound like he got sugar in his tank. Hey, Slim, and I hate to admit that, man. I remember one time they asked Chris Eubank Sr. like about some girl, and he was like, yes, I have a girl's. What did he say? She was in somewhere in the down south. I think he said Georgia or Kansas. I don't know. He said he had some chick over here somewhere that he was, man, he started saying a poem and shit. Man, I be looking at that man like, yo, he just way too distinguished, man. Just way too distinguished for me, bro. Like, yo, what's up with, he was a hell of a fighter. And the crazy part is the way he dressed and talked doesn't add up to the type of fighter that he was, because he was a balls to the wall type fighter. You know what I mean? But then when you look at him outside the ring, you be like, is that the same dude? Nah, cuz that can't be the same. That cannot be Chris Eubank from back in the day. That can't be him. You know what I mean? But that's that him. M Star 011 in the building. What's up, fam? He's saying this affected him. Blah, blah, blah. And KO Fury in rematch. You saying Wilder gonna KO Fury in the rematch? I think both fighters, bro, gonna come back in tip-top form, man. It's a 50-50 fight, bro. I'm sorry. It's a 50-50 fight to me. I rocks with Wilder all day, Team Bomb Squad all day, but I also respect my main man, Gypsy King, and I think both men are going to come in better versions of themselves. I'm expecting Deontay Wilder to come in around 2 to 225. I'm expecting Tyson Fury to be a lot more slimmer, nimble, you know what I mean, and not engage when he thinks he's up on the cards as much. I'm expecting for Deontay Wilder to have the movements of Tyson Fury down, you know what I mean, realizing where he likes to dip to, bring back the left hook. You know what I mean? Not to be as rattled. I'm expecting for him to come in there with nerves of steel, staying calm and not trying to feed into the crowd and go for the knockout. Do not do a Jamel B-side Charlo. You know what I mean? Don't do that shit over. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting for both fighters, and I'm looking at Tyson Fury on the cover of the magazine. My man up in the suits. He got the jawline all slender now. You know what I mean? He looking like he ready to go, bro. He looking like he's ready to go, man. And I'm expecting both fighters to come in much better. I'm expecting Wilder either to stop him or Fury to box his ears off. As of now, how can I call it? I just don't know. I got to see more as the fight get closer. Yes, I agree. Wilder to be more heavier. Yeah, absolutely. 220, 225. He was way too small in that first fight, man. He was way too small in that first fight, I thought. And so I'm expecting for him to come in at a better weight. But most importantly, to have the movements of Tyson Fury down. If Tyson Fury is smart in this rematch, he will come in doing something a little bit different, because you don't want Deontay Wilder to time him down. You know what I mean? We will see, cuz I'm looking forward to that fight, man, more than any fucking thing, son. Anything. They talking April. I'm near. You know what I mean? I'm near. I think Fury is going to let his hands go even more in the rematch. He better be careful, though. He needs to be careful, because the right hand is just that devastating. He has to be careful. He has to stay moving. He has to stay nimble. The jab still got to stay on Wilder. I kept it all the way 100 with y'all. Though I'm Team Bomb Squad, I did think that Tyson Fury won that first fight, and I'm standing by that. I'm not backing away from that statement. I'm not backing away from that position. I thought those with the 2 knockdowns and the fake want to be knocked out or whatever people be talking about in the 12th round, oh, he didn't beat the count. I still believe that Tyson Fury cosmetically won that fight. When I looked at the stats, he won that fight. And I mean, he controlled too much of that fight. AJ still facing tough opposition to be deserving of respect. 22 fights in. I'm a Fury fan, but AJ is building a great resume. AJ is building a great project. You know what I'm saying? My deal is with AJ, like I always say, man, AJ, people put him as the number one. And people always be like, man, what the fuck do you got against Anthony Joshua? I ain't got nothing against Anthony Joshua. I'm just a dude who studies the sport and I call it the way I see it. My deal is with Anthony Joshua, man. Like you're part of the top 3 heavyweights and you are not making those fights. It should not be that Tyson Fury come off a long hiatus out of boxing and he gets Wilder before AJ did. There's no excuse. When I listen to Barry Hearn, and please do not let me pull up the quotes. When I listen to Barry Hearn speak on marinating that fight, well, if you got 6 months left in boxing, of course you take the Wilder fight. But if you want to be around for the next 8 years, you let that fight build and build and build. This type of position is the shit that turns me off to Anthony Joshua and Project AJ. Because I know what they trying to do. They trying to make all of this money off this dude. You did. He ain't. It's like, okay, you got the money, cuz. You got your name up there in the stars. But when people look at it and say, well, did he fight Wilder? Did he fight Fury, who's considered the lineal champ? He beat Alexander. He's the king of the 40-year-olds. He beat Takam, 40-plus-year-old. He beat Povetkin, old man. You know what I'm saying? He beat Klitschko, old man. Joseph Parker, nobody was even checking for Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker should have never got past Huey Fury. Joseph Parker, honestly, some say Takam beat him. You know what I mean? So my whole deal is with that. You got to put the work in to say you the man. As for Deontay Wilder, he may not have nearly as many of those supposed top 3, 5, 4, 5, top 10 victories, but he has the most devastating names. He has Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz. Those are the 2 devastating names. The only good fight that I really tipped my hat off to AJ over is the Dillian Whyte fight, because he got knocked down in that fight and he came back and he won it. The Klitschko fight too, I mean, I guess you can tip your head off to that one too. You can't be a hater on that. Klitschko was in the best form of his fucking career. But at the end of the day, you have not fought the top dudes, bro. And you've been around for so long. I understand it's 20-something fights. It's 20-something fights. But who else is there to fight? Who else is there to fight? You know what I mean? So come on, man. Now we talking about Jarrell Big Burger Miller. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be talked about right now. You know what I mean? When you got the belts and you the man and this, that, and the third, with these dumbass offers, these flat fees, these I'm going to give him an offer that he must refuse shit. Nah, man, that ain't how you supposed to move, son. Last of a dying breed. What's up, fam? AJ ain't even want the Ortiz smoke. And that's what I'm saying. That was an easy fight to make. It wasn't hard to make that fight. They were on the same side of the street. Eddie Hearn had him under matchroom. Eddie Hearn was throwing everybody under the sun at him except AJ. And this story has been told by more than one fighter. What did Tyson Fury tell you? When he first came back into boxing, he was considering getting with Eddie Hearn. He was considering it. But then Eddie Hearn started throwing this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. And he's like, what? No, hell no. What you talking about, dog? Let me get AJ. No, you can't get AJ right now. You know what I mean? When you start, it's just, it starts to frustrate you as a boxing fan. You know what I mean? And you know, look, man, if I felt as though Wilder or anybody on this side of the tracks was really impeding that fight, I will call it out, son. I will call it out. I'm well on record of doing it before. Everybody knew the video that I did. I blew up when Wilder refused to go to the UK. You know what I mean? So I call this shit out. But as of what I'm seeing, a fighter that's offered you 80 million, over 100 million for 2 fights, that just wants a fair shake because of the numbers that you both would generate. It ain't just all about AJ and for legacy. And you keep putting this obstacle after obstacle. You got Hearn out here doing all your talking. And now they getting to a point where they're like, oh shit, we have no choice but to go to America. Nah, man. You know what I mean? Nah, we're not going like that. We're not going like that. I agree, but no one is asking Deontay why he doesn't respond to the 60-40 offer, which is fair given the purse average. But Sean, why is this offer all of a sudden coming now when this man has unfinished business? Oh, where was that offer before Tyson Fury? It never existed. It was flat fees, no dates, no venues, crap shit. You know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden that Deontay Wilder will have the biggest fight in heavyweight. Now you want to say 60-40. Nah, Slim, as a man, as me, as a fighter, as who I am, I ain't thinking about, I talk to you after this situation is over. You blew it. Why can't you just admit, Sean, that he blew it? He had it. Wilder was willing to take the 15 million, the whole 9. We ain't gonna have to rehash all of this, but he was willing. He blew it. He overplayed his hand. There is a such thing as overplaying your hand, bro. And that's exactly what happened in that situation. M-Star, it's because PBC do not want Wilder to lose yet. They need him for Fox dates. And who else has PBC got for the pay-per-view fighters? But guess what, though, M-Star? You don't hear or have a quote whatsoever proving that, when I can pull up several quotes from Barry Hearn, the real boss at Matchroom. I can give you the quotes. I've already recited those quotes in previous videos. I can give you the proof of them saying, oh, we can't have you lose yet. Oh, you can maximize your profits. We can turn 500,000 to 600,000 buys into 2 million buys. That's proof for you right there, son. That's proof. And now Dillian Whyte, a Matchroom fighter today. Oh yeah, the 50 million was real. These are proofs. You going off, well, maybe PBC and Fox and they need the dates and all that. Maybe, but I can give you quotes. Can you give me one? Can you give me one? Shelly won't return Eddie's emails. And that's today. He shouldn't. He shouldn't. You do your thing over there, son. You do your thing on over there, Project AJ. You overplayed your hand. So now you fight Jarrell Big Burger Miller. You go and face your WBO mandatory, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? When they was down to make the fight for April, what do? They go to Alexander Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? You go on over there and you keep, pulling the wool over your people's eyes while you're making this money. You keep on doing that. As of today, the biggest fight in heavyweight on the planet right now is Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. They got the juice now. They got the juice now. They got the spotlight now. You had it, we took it because you blew it. You blew it. You know what I mean? I'll say, Al Heyman won't let his pay-per-view fighters lose just yet. It's not even 1 year with his new deal. Well, I mean, from what I'm seeing, we just got, I guess Adrian Broner can be eliminated. But look, Earl Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia, you telling me these ain't two top-tier fighters? They going at it. You know what I'm saying? They going at it. They talking Keith Thurman may come back and face Sean Porter. They going at it. Give it time. This is just February. It's just February. But we do know the fights that have been announced from PBC have been the best fights. Some of the best fights put on this year. So I ain't denying that they maybe want to stretch the longevity of the deal. We just got to keep it facts and keep it 100 on that. I ain't denying that. But I just really think that with the PBC fighters, they can actually take a loss as long as it's against each other and still be in contention and still people want to see him fight. Look at Adrian Broner. How many losses he got? People still go see that man fight. Man, y'all still gonna come see me fight. Y'all still gonna come see me fight. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. You know what I mean? Lion bar. Wilder was not worth 40% before the Fury fight. The man never made north of 3 million prior to fighting Fury. Well, here we go with the money talk. He wasn't worth it, but he has the WBC championship. So if he ain't worth it, then who the fuck is? You say it's rumored that they gave Joseph Parker 33%. You telling me, you know what I'm saying? A man who has the WBC championship to get the final piece to the puzzle, one of the most exciting heavyweights on the planet, Bomb Squad, who turns up everywhere he goes. You want to come to me and say this man ain't worth what? Alexander Povetkin had the juice to the gills to get him to the ring with this dude. You know what I'm saying? You want to tell me what? Dog, you can't sit back and tell me what Wilder ain't worth when everybody on the planet wants to see that fight. Ain't nobody on the planet asking for Jarrell Miller versus AJ. They asking for Wilder versus AJ. And even from the words of Eddie Hearn, oh, we not thinking about Fury. We not thinking about Fury. We want Wilder. We want Wilder. These are the words of Eddie Hearn. So if he's such an in-demand fighter, then why can't you respect his offers and go after the WBC title? You're going to make your bag of money, son. You taking up for Eddie Hearn when he has blinded your ass. You know what I'm saying? When he has told you, Barry Hearn has told you their intentions. What part are you missing? I don't understand, son. I don't understand. Heyman and Matchroom, they don't want this fight yet. I don't know about Heyman. I'm going to say Matchroom. Once again, we got proof. Show me proof that Heyman don't want this fight. Show me proof. I gave you quotes. I gave you vid after vid and showing you the words of Barry Hearn. Where's your proof, son? You just off the like, oh, well, they just don't want it. You don't know that. How you know Heyman don't want it? They dug up $50 fucking million. $30 million guarantee, the biggest guarantees in heavyweight history. And how you gonna sit back and tell me that they don't want it? That don't make sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense. You know what I mean? Some say Dillian, Wilder and Fury are working together to starve AJ of opponents and force his hand to pay more. Well, where was that type talk when Eddie Hearn was out here saying that they're gonna starve out Wilder? Where was that talk then? And why the hell, this is what I don't understand. You know, I just did this in a video form. I told people, why is it that AJ, Project AJ, and Eddie Hearn lowballing all of that? Why are all the heavyweights singing the same tune when it comes to this dude? Are they all so wrong? They all just behind the scenes calling each other like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to say. Hey, look, tell him everybody that he giving us low offers, okay? They just working together. Huh? They all conspiring against AJ. AJ ain't never did nothing to nobody. Fuck out of here, sir. I can't believe that, bro. Come on, where's your proof? Talking heavyweight division. Some say Dillian, Wilder, and Fury. I already read that. Wilder's stock has risen by a few percentages because he has his second credible opponent in over 40 fights. That means what? And that means what? And I would not say this is his second credible opponent. But once again, that means what? When you say second credible opponent, I guess you're saying Luis Ortiz was the first. You're not counting Bermane Stiverne, who had the WBC championship, and he took it from him. You're not even counting that. But I guarantee you counting Charles Martin. I guarantee you're sitting back telling me Charles Lunchbox Martin, who after he got that money, went underground, you know what I'm saying, and just started lunching, thought he was, locked himself into a cave somewhere and start fucking with the candy. You know what I mean? I guess you're going to sit back and say, oh, Charles Martin was a credible opponent. Come on, man. I guess you're going to sit back and tell me Alexander Povetkin, who has been proven to be a drug cheat over and over and over again, oh, he's a credible opponent. Old as he was. Oh, he's credible. Oh, no. Klitschko, who was over 40, fought for a title that he did not have because let's not remember, he did not have the WBA Super Championship. Oh, but that's credible, right? That's what you're going to tell me, huh? Come on, man. Keep it facts, bro. Tommy Shelby, what's up? Lion Bar is rising because of AJ's name. Yeah, okay. I mean, they all do that because the AJ, look, man, I got one thing I got to say about Hearn and AJ. I got to give them props for how they blinded so many people. You did. I always say this to my UK brethren. Y'all always think that I'm going against y'all, man. It ain't nothing like that. I got love for the UK. I lived there at one time. You know what I'm saying? The thing I'm trying to tell y'all, man, is we see two different medias. Y'all get y'all IFLs, y'all get whatever headlines y'all get in y'all newspaper, and we get another set over here. So we see things different. We may see things y'all don't see. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Sheldon Holmes, main man, salute. Definitely agree with you about Tank. Moving iffy out here, trying to fight a real 130-pounder, especially if he's moving up to 35 in the near future. Yeah, man, absolutely. I don't want to switch gears too much into that, but you're right, son. And if you want to pull up a 126 fighter, Gary Russell Jr. will be more than happy to oblige. That is a fighter that I think, even though he's a 126 fighter, he's a fighter that will give Tank a hell of a run for his money. You dig? And he needs to stop pulling up them 26 fighters for real, dog. That's good smoke at 130 if you want to keep moving his name out there. Last of a dying breed. That line bar, that old man a beast. That's why AJ ain't want that smoke. I don't think Wilder want to run it back neither. I mean, Wilder was talking that if he could not get Tyson Fury back, that he would be happy to run it back with Ortiz. But I don't think that that was a scary fight. That Wilder almost lost it all. Now, hats off to AJ. He almost lost it all against Klitschko too. But at the end of the day, man, Wilder, that was a hell of a fight. Ortiz stylistically poses a threat because he's one of those dudes where you have to be on your A+ game. One mistake can cost you the fight against Luis Ortiz. He's a hell of a southpaw counterpuncher, man. He's a patient fighter. He's a fighter that waits for your mistake and he capitalizes off it. If AJ get in there in the ring, he mistakes, he throws the wrong jab at the wrong time, throws the wrong power shot at the wrong time, it could be lights out. That's Luis Ortiz. His counterpunching ability is second to fucking none. You know what I mean? Second to none, son. At least Joseph Parker's team responds to calls and emails and say, let's not bow down and negotiate. Well, look, I don't think Joseph Parker's team would turn down $80+ million either. Man, you talking about some Joseph Parker. Oh, come on, man. That was the weakest of all the champions, and you know this. The man lost to Huey Fury, bro. Go back and watch that fight. Huey Fury jabbed his ass to death. You know what I'm saying? So get out of here, man. Joseph Parker, man. Come on, man. The dude who just lost to Dillian Whyte. Get out of here, man. Joseph, no one was checking for that fight, bro. No one was checking for that fight. Who on AJ's resume tops Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury? Don't worry, I'll wait. Let's keep it pushing. Tommy Shelby, he says, how can Wilder say he wants to fight but won't take 40%? Because he got Tyson Fury, bro. I ain't got to keep saying this over and over again. Why he don't need your 40% right now? If he beats Tyson Fury, it goes to 50%. Believe that. So why not do that? If you, Deontay Wilder, and you got this dude who never really gave you a respectable offer, and he said, well, now I'm offering you 40%, when clearly if you go back a few months, Eddie Hearn thought that was wow. He think, nah, I ain't giving him that. But now you got Tyson Fury, the biggest fight on the planet right now. And if I beat this man, we talking 50% or nothing. Why isn't that the smarter move? That is the smarter move, bro. It just makes sense. No chance. No one thinks Martin was credible opposition. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Klitschko is more credible than Fury. What? Do you mean, so you telling me, see, now how much sense does that make, Tom? Ask yourself that. Klitschko is more credible than Fury. You're telling me the dude who lost to Tyson Fury. Hey, you can't make this one up, bro. You telling me the dude who lost to Tyson Fury is more credible than Tyson Fury? That makes absolutely -0 sense, cuz. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you drinking this morning or whatever you tripping on. How does that make sense in whose world? That don't make no damn sense. Come on, man. Come on, man. Seriously, though, Charles Martin moved to Potomac on that ass. Hey, Charles Martin went to a cave, son, when they got him some motherfucking Victor Conte snacks and some bath salts, and son, he went to town. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Charles Martin was out here lunching, talking about some, yeah, man, UFOs are real. They kidnapped me in the middle of the night and they did some things to my brain. Yes, they are real. What the hell Charles Martin was on, son? Lunchbox to the core. You know what I mean? He moved to Potomac on that ass. Hey, man, you think somehow AJ is scared, but you just see U.S. bias videos. AJ is not scared or anything. Blame Matchroom, not AJ. I agree with you there, M-Star. And that's where I will agree. I will say it's the handlers more so than AJ. I do believe that this is the plan, and that's the reason I call him Project AJ, because Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn sees him as a project that they can make money off. They have built this dude like Optimus fucking Prime. They have built this man to be a money attraction, and that's what they are using him for. Now, AJ is a big enough star where he can take control of his career and tell Matchroom, okay, now we at a point where I can just tell y'all what's going to happen. It can happen that way, son. We've seen fighters, once they get to a certain level, then they dictate to their promoters. Well, guess what? I'm the hottest thing in boxing. We have a contract. You have to obligate your contract as a promoter, or else I will cancel this contract. You have to get me the best fights available. That is in the contract of every promoter fighter contract. They have to get you the best fights available. And if they do not, at your consent, get you the best fight available, then you can then flush that contract down the toilet. We've seen so many fighters get out of contracts that way. Orlando Bomb Squad all day, fam. And it ain't also, M-Star, it ain't about watching American bias videos. I'm a cat that look at everything, man, on both sides of the street. I got love for the UK. I got love for a lot of UK fighters. It's just I know a scheme when I see a scheme. Mike Tyson was a scheme. I told this before in previous videos. Some fighters are just made to make money. You know what I mean? And it ain't no, it's just the handlers. That's what it is. But I'm not gonna act like I'm blind to it neither, man. Not gonna happen. All these delusional AJ fans out here, man. Hey, Orlando, a delusional blind, bro. Sheeple. You know what I mean? Sheeple. But I'm hoping if I can just save just one, if I can get to just one of you lunch boxes, then I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? Hey, happy Super Bowl Sunday to everybody too. Henry Ford, how you doing, man? Fury needs to get his weight up if he faces Kalnaki or he gets blasted. Fury, all right, bro. How you gonna tell the lineal champion to get his weight up? Fury, look, man. Fury almost was pretty much robbed of the best comeback in heavyweight history. You cannot ever contend. You can't go against what Fury is doing, bro. You can't go against what Fury is doing. Fury didn't come back looking to be a money machine. Fury came back as a true gypsy king and said, if I can't get AJ, which he attempted to do, then I'll go for Wilder. That's the most honorable thing that after being out of the ring for as long as he was, after the powers that be kept him out the ring for as long as they did. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, dog, what he did was just honorable, bro. And then here we are in a rematch. He ain't putting up no parlor tricks. He ain't even making a big deal about the fight got to happen in the UK. They just worried about the judges. I'm looking at the headlines. I see Wilder saying that they pretty much it's guaranteed it's going to happen. I'm saying that they are over 70% done in negotiations. I'm seeing all good headlines. I don't see anything about Fury saying, oh, well, he needs to take a flat fee. Oh, if he wants to fight me, I'm the best name that he can fight right now, then he must take a flat fee. You don't see that, bro. You don't see that. You don't see that. You know what I mean? And so as a boxing fan, I got nothing but respect for that. In Barry Hearn's latest interview, IFL, worth the watch. I'll check it out. He referred to AJ as the gorilla in the room. Was quite awkward. Yeah, that got to be. Bro, Barry Hearn is the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? He is the gift that keeps on giving. He's the ones that give you the real peek onto their thinking. And he may have a slip of the tongue. He need to sit his old ass down and let Eddie do all the talking, let Eddie do all the conning and scheming. But he don't. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he is the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, you know, and like he need to sit down somewhere. I'm gonna be 100 because he keeps exposing. He keeps showing the slip. You know what I'm saying? He keeps exposing how they really thinking. Oh, how many quotes can I pull up of Barry Hearn? How many? I'm gonna check that IFL interview too, bro. I may even do a vid on it. I'm gonna see how awkward it really is. You know what I'm saying? I agree, man. They will not have another cash cow like AJ to generate Matchroom the money. They will stop AJ fighting Wilder as long as possible. And that's the deal. And that's the whole deal. You know what I mean? This fight could have easily happened. You know it and I know it. You know what I mean? It's no way. Both sides, Deontay Wilder was willing to take everything you threw at him. All he just was asking for was small things. Small things. The fight could have happened. And I don't blame AJ. And for everybody who keep bringing up this 40% shit, I don't blame Wilder for turning it down. I don't blame him. That guess what? That 40% after Tyson Fury will increase to 50%. It has to. Tyson Fury came out from day one. Either we talking 50 or we talking nothing. I am the lineal champion. You got my belts. You never beat me for those belts, cuzzo. You never did it. You know what I mean? So come on, man. Come on, son. Brian Thompson, what they talking about, son? What they talking about, Brian? They lunch boxes, son. Hey, man, I don't get it, Brian. Man, I don't get it, man. Wilder's team underestimated Fury. They thought he was washed coming off 2 years in the wilderness, but they were wrong. If that isn't a cherry picking, what is? I don't think that was a cherry picking. He was the lineal champion. They wanted the accolade. Even if Fury was or was not ready, they wanted the accolade. They wanted the accolade of saying we were the ones that beat the lineal champion. Not AJ. We did. And who else is bigger other than a Wilder versus AJ fight, Project AJ? Who else is bigger? They went after the next biggest person. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was a cherry pick. We just didn't believe Fury. For you to say you thought it was a cherry pick, that means you didn't believe Fury. I mean, we never took Fury at his word. We seen him coming back like a blimp, and we thought, oh, hell nah, cuz. I mean, what the hell Fury been doing? We all underestimated Fury. I didn't expect Fury to get into that fight and fight that way. I didn't. I truly didn't. I got to admit it. You know what I'm saying? Do you think AJ fans are deluded? But we know you Wilder fans are deluded. I guess everybody's deluded. It's deluded up in the building tonight, son. We all deluded. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But and one thing I'm gonna let out the bag that I never said that much. As much as we have debated this fight for all of these years, if this fight happens, it's gonna be huge, son. It's going to be huge, bruh. So, you know, either at the end of the day, we all could be getting played, but I'm just going to call it the way I see it. But this fight going to be huge if it happens. And that's being real. Black Horseman Promotions in the building. What's up, family? What's up? Lineal ain't cherry picking. It makes no sense, bro. That's what I'm saying. How is that cherry picking? And he's the lineal. You know what I mean? That doesn't add up to me whatsoever. He is the next best option under the cash cow, which is Project AJ. Not to mention the accolade that comes with that, man. You know what I mean? Come on, this lineal thing is bullshit. At this rate, we still call Jermaine Taylor lineal champion. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and go down the history of the lineage because I've seen video after video after video about that. I've even done my own, but I will say this: the golden rule still applies. We can cut all the bullshit out. Whether this person was considered the lineal, whether before Klitschko lost his belts, let's just put it at Klitschko. He was considered the lineal. Tyson Fury beat him. Tyson Fury never lost his belts and he never retired. See, no matter what definition of lineal champion you look at, there's still one golden rule. Whether it be from the ring, whether it be from the whoever, the writers, whether it be from the historians, the one golden rule that you always got to remember about lineal champions. The way you lose it, either you retire or you are or you are beaten in the ring, or inactive over a certain period of time. As for Tyson Fury's situation, he was inactive undue to his own doing, meaning that they kept pushing his hearings back time and time and time again. You had articles of Tyson Fury ready to return back to boxing months after the investigation started, but they never got the investigation properly underway because they kept delaying. That's no doing to Tyson Fury. He was ready to return back to the ring. So once again, when you want to talk lineal champion and why he's not the lineal because he was out of the ring, and I've heard this argument before, and that argument is straight bullshit. It was the UCAD investigation. You know what I mean? It was the BBBFC whole situation waiting on UCAD, and they kept pushing him back, bruh. Admit it. Look at the headlines. They kept pushing him back at no doing of his own. He was threatening to sue. It took a threat of him taking their asses to court to reinstate him, man. Facts. Do your homework on it. Do your homework on it. You know what I mean? Come on, man. At Line Bar, real talk, Fury was supposed to be a soft touch coming off weight gain, drug addiction, depression, and suicide. Come on, man. That ain't what it was supposed to be. That ain't what it was supposed to be. Though that's no fault of Wilder. The man still considered the lineal champion. That ain't no fault to Wilder. That man, come on, son. Come on, son. Hey, man, I was watching Rocky 3 the other night because Mr. T had some vicious ad libs. I got to watch that, pull up some of them joints. I like what he said to Rocky girl, though. That was the slickest one. Hey, little lady, you know what I'm saying? You want a real champ. Hey, Mr. T was a bad man, some in that movie. Laughing out loud at orangutans and sheiks running in the gold buggy. That's your man. That's your man chilling with the orangutans. Got all of these dumbass, idiot ass racists out here looking at him, laughing at his stupid ass. Stand for something, cuzzo. Stand for something. Remember your stature and remember who you are. Do not allow pictures of sheiks and orangutans, all that you chilling and laughing, smiling ear to ear, looking dumb as shit. Don't be letting that surface to the public, man. Put some money on the internet and have those pictures erased. You know what I mean? You know how many racists sitting back in their basements, living in their mama cribs, sitting back laughing at that shit, man? Come on, man. That shit was a bad look, son. Shit was a bad look. Wilder's a feather chin stiff puncher, in my opinion. He's a feather chin stiff puncher, yet Luis Ortiz couldn't do it, yet Bermane Stiverne couldn't do it. These are well-respected heavyweights that had knockout power. He's feather chinned or big-hearted. Which one is it? Because I don't recall him going down like AJ has went down several times and been in trouble several times. So are you saying he's feather chin? Come on, bro. Let's keep it 50. Let's keep it even. That's the problem with the UK fan base. Y'all always want to point out what Wilder did this and he was stumbling. Oh, Ortiz had him throwing the stanky leg and blah, 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 blah. But you never talk about the fact that Klitschko damn near put an end to Project AJ. You never talk about that, though. You never talk about Dillian Whyte almost put an end to AJ before he even started. You don't talk about that, though. Oh, okay. That's too much truth. That's too much truth. Want to see Ortiz versus Whyte. That fight should be easy to make as Ortiz hops off of card on short notice to take the fight. Ortiz will fight for whatever, cuzzo. He'll fight for whatever, man. He'll fight for a bus pass and 4 wings and fried rice. He'll fight for whatever. He just wants the recognition and the name. Yeah, of course he has a little girl to take care of. He has a family to take care of. So he wants to be paid like everybody else. But at the end of the day, Ortiz has showed that, look, man, I'm down to fight for whatever you want to give me. Just give me the fucking fight. I'll pull myself off undercards. I'll sign a deal with Matchroom if it has to come to that, even though they didn't already screwed him over once before. No obstacles. I respect Luis King Kong Ortiz. At M-Star, he hasn't retired. So what's your point? Fury came back after all of that. You just mentioned and boxed to a draw with the baddest man on the planet everywhere. That's what I'm saying, Black Horseman. They don't mention that when they like to attack the fact that Fury was the lineal. And keep in mind also, nobody attacked Fury that he was the lineal champion until he started to fight Deontay Wilder. But when he get in there, he fights they don't like to apply the golden rule of the lineal championship to that. M-Star, let me ask you this, my man. When Fury was inactive, was it at any fault to him, or was it because the investigation never got properly underway? Answer that, please, sir. M-Star, I'm asking you. Was Fury inactive on his own merits? Did he keep himself out the ring? Or was there powers that be that kept him out the ring over something he tested positive for before the Klitschko fight, which made no sense to me? You know what I mean? Wilder has not fought big punches, only Ortiz. Wilder has not fought big. He attempted to fight Alexander Povetkin. He's a big puncher, right? At least let a lot of people tell it. He didn't fight. Bermane Stiverne was a big puncher that first time around. Y'all got to remember, we look at Bermane Stiverne now because Bermane Stiverne can barely talk. And he blew up, you know what I'm saying? But before the Bermane Stiverne, before Wilder and AJ and all of these dudes came on the scene, it was Bermane Stiverne and Klitschko. It was all about them two. And Bermane Stiverne was a knockout puncher. He just made it look easy. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Nearly killed Wilder with his 27% KO ratio. Man, y'all act like Wilder. Like, for one, he's an Olympian. For two, you act like Wilder had this extensive amateur career. We all know that Wilder came to boxing late. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Look, man, y'all can try to find little nicks and crannies. The fact of the matter is, your man AJ turned down over $100 million to fight a fight that he had the opportunity to fight, thanks to Dillian Whyte, out today, saying that the $50 million was real. He's seen it from Steven Espinoza at Showtime. Another name to add to that mix. You can say what you want. You can try to nitpick. You can look over the career of my main man Bomb Squad all day. You could do all that, but it doesn't stop the fact that your man looks bad out here, son. Your man looking bad for turning down a boatload of money and for also just giving out. And then his people, Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn, showing you the real reason why they turned it down and what they trying to do. They got to feel dumb about losing Wembley, son. Real shit. Fury is a convicted PED cheat. He took Nandrolone. Then why did they let him go fight Klitschko? Man, get out of here. Here y'all go. Now Fury's under attack. All because Fury is fighting Deontay Wilder. Now Fury's a drug cheat. He ain't the lineal champion. Y'all are, hey, Slim, it's getting pathetic. It's getting pathetic, man. Now Fury is wrong. Now Fury, the man ain't did nothing but honorable shit, and now he wrong. Everybody is wrong except Project AJ. He is the most... Oh, he's never done anything to nobody, man. He's never done anything to nobody. Why is everybody picking on AJ? Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Come on, I ain't buying that, bro. Out of here. He was banned and he refused to be tested and he got stuck off. So it's his fault. That's why they got inactive. They banned him for months. That's the rules. You refuse to be tested, you get banned. But wasn't it not Tyson Fury who admitted to doing cocaine use? He admitted to this shit. And then you said that's not the reason he may have gotten banned for months, but by your words, M-Star, him being banned for months does not disqualify him for being a lineal champion. The time frame is longer than that for being inactive. Not months, it's years. Not months. You know what I'm saying? No way. The reason that he was out as long as he was out is because they kept delaying his hearings. They kept delaying and not giving a real reason why they was even delaying. I'm almost starting to believe, and I ain't too big on conspiracy theories, but I'm starting to believe that they did that shit on purpose just to have an argument of saying why he shouldn't be considered millennial no more. That man was speaking out about issues at that time that nobody, in today's world, oh, you better not say that. Oh, you better not say that. You better not talk against that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Come on, man. The hateful fury is the hateful fury is real, bro. There was some dodgy things with the Fury case. I admit, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. It was, and Fury wanted to come back to boxing much sooner than they allowed him to. You know what I mean? It took Fury to try to do everything to get back into the ring. He threatened court cases. He threatened to retire. He threatened this. He threatened that. He was frustrated. They let him. He blew up between all, because look how long he was out of the ring. When Fury always talks about his mental state. Dog, you would be depressed too. You know what I'm saying? If they took you out of boxing at no fault to your own, when you just came off the best fight of your career, and then they want to dog you with these allegations of something that happened before the Klitschko fight. Yeah, and then I still seen his cousin, Huey Fury, still fighting, because last I remember, they both got caught up in that situation. Huey kept fighting. Remember? It was both of them that supposedly ate wild boar or whatever the excuse that they used. You know what I mean? So why did Huey keep fighting? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. AJ has never been found guilty or refused to be tested when they came to his house. There's some talks about AJ testing, but I don't want to get into that. There is some talks about AJ testing, but I've never had no reason to suspect him to be dirty, so I don't want to get into that. Yeah, that may be the case, but it's what the people wants, bro. And that's what you got to understand. It's what the people wants. And the people do not want to see AJ versus Big Burger Miller. The people do not want to see AJ against freaking Joseph Parker or Alexander P.E.D. Povetkin. You know what I mean? Mr. Meldonium. You know what I mean? Like, people didn't ask for that. They were asking for the Wilder fight or the Fury fight. One of the originators of this shit, one of the people that I have a lot of respect for, blood. I started listening to boxing on YouTube. Sorry about I don't know if y'all heard what I was saying, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. But no, I have nothing against the LDBC, low place. Nothing against the LDBC. I'm not LDBC, but I got tremendous respect, and I don't tolerate LDBC disrespect. That's just something I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because those dudes show me love. Black Fight Fan TV, OG Blood Boxing. They all show me love, and no, at all. Let me see something real quick, y'all. Hold on. I think we back. We went dark. Okay. All right. Yeah, we back. Yeah. I just want to reiterate the point, because clearly we had some technical difficulties, but I want to reiterate the point. If y'all ain't hear me, I'm not LDBC, but I got love and respect for the LDBC. Shout out to Black Fight Fan TV, Blood Boxing, 78 Sports TV. I never miss Trail Boxing Talk. Though I'm not part of the group, I got respect for them, and I don't tolerate LDBC disrespect. I don't tolerate nobody viewpoint being disrespected. This is a place that you can come no matter how you feel about whatever fighter. I take everybody's viewpoint in account. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, just to answer your question, low place, and nah, I'm not LDBC, but I have tremendous respect for their movement and what they're doing. They have a right to their viewpoint on boxing, just like every fucking body else. You know what I mean? Real talk. Good point. I never seen a count like that versus Ortiz. Why do Wilder fans never bring that up? Oh, Lord. Now we're back to the Ortiz count. Oh, the ref helped him, man. He helped him. He walked him to the side. He did all of this. Yo, man. Come on, man. Get out of here. The Fury, Fury situation. It's bruh, it is what it is. This is boxing. You know what I mean? This is boxing. Was it weird? I will admit that was a little weird, but it's been done before. It's been done throughout fights before. It ain't like this in the first place. No, that's why I apply pressure on Spence for not enrolling in the clean boxing program. Don't get me started on him. Hey, that's my main man right there. Hey, Black Horseman don't be having it. Hey, Slell, when it come to that clean boxing program, Black Horseman be on it like the Hornet, and I ain't mad at you, son. That is a point. That is a point. He does this VADA thing, fight by fight, and I ain't still letting go how people came out months ago and was like, oh, he's part of the clean boxing program. No, the fuck he wasn't, son. Who you tripping on? No, he wasn't. My man Ray-Ban's in the building. What's up, family? My boy, how you doing, brother? Who you got to win the Super Bowl? Hey, I never bet against Tom Terrific. I've learned my lesson, Slim. I like the Rams with their magician offense. I mean, it's like what they did to my Cowboys was crazy. You got people running all over the field. You don't know if they're going to punt it, if they're going to pass it. You don't know if they're going to fake the punt. Man, they got a magician-style offense. But at the end of the day, Slim, I cannot bet against Tom Brady, man. I think this dude is the greatest quarterback to step on the field. And Slim, every time I've counted him out, every time I've counted him out, he's proved me wrong. So I'm rocking with New England all day. And I hope they do beat them because the Rams put out my Cowboys. So, yeah, I hope they do beat them. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to everybody out there. Please don't start. You can't debate me on shit. I hear that. So what y'all talking about? Keith Thurman, and they didn't take Keith to the doctor in New York. It's a bunch of nonsense in this sport. It's a bunch of nonsense. This is boxing. That's just the way it is, man. What you say? You keep ducking my questions, Johnny Sins. What's your question, fam? What's your question? I ain't ducking your questions. Y'all already know. Main man, made man wants all the smoke. I duck no questions. Please repost your question and I'll be looking forward. I keep my third eye open for it, man. For anybody who is just joining the stream, as you see in the title of the chat, Sergey Kovalev's next move. I've already gave the total breakdown at the beginning of this video. We got far away from that, but I already broke down exactly who I think Sergey Kovalev should fight next. I believe that it should be Alexander Vosnik. I think that is the best choice, given that he aligns himself with top-ranking ESPN, coming off a big win, winning the WBC off Adonis Stevenson. That'd be a major unification fight. And, he has a title defense coming up, and after that, he has the Mando against Marcus Brown. But unifications trumps Mandos, and there is no politics and shit involved in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that you're not LDBC. You might have love for him, but them dudes be biased as hell. Yeah, that's their point of view. Yeah, man, I got love for him, man. I'm the type of cat, Brian, that anybody who show me love, I show it back. And they're entitled to their point of view, man. They like certain fighters. You know what I mean? The thing is with me, one thing I want to tell everybody why I got some folks here, man. There'll be a video that you'll hear from me, man, that you'll be like, yeah, I'm rocking with son. I like what he's talking. And then the next video will be like, what the fuck is he talking about? That's what happens when you are unbiased, when you are not stuck to a certain ideology. I will do videos that you don't agree with. I will do videos that you will agree with. That's just me. You know what I mean? That's just me. There may be videos that I may say I like Earl Spence Jr. Then there may be a coming back a video and be like, though, Earl Spence Jr. need to do X, Y, Z. There may be a video where I say, man, I love my main man Bomb Squad, Team Bomb Squad all day, but then come right back and say, why the fuck is he ain't going to the UK? What is you doing? So, if you're one of those subscribers or one of those people that we gotta be in agreements on every little thing, then this may not be the place for you. I'm gonna be 100. You know what I mean? I'm looking for my main man Johnny Sins question. I'm keeping my eyes out. The New York doctors. Oh, y'all talking about Keith Thurman? Do they only? Oh, okay. Free smoke, main man. Hey, free smoke all day, all fucking day. You already know it. I ain't ducking nothing. You know what I mean? Yo, man. Hey, man, if you ever send a link, I'll take one, bro. What you want? You want to get on low place? Shit, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. I don't, matter of fact, I want some of y'all to get on. Who trying to get on? Anybody trying to get on, let me know. I don't know. I think that I don't know if you're talking to me or Black Horseman, so I got to be distinguished. Vosnik and Better Beef are free now. Why can't they make that unification now? They are both on ESPN, bro. They ducking. And that's what I mean. That's what I think Vosnik is the best situation. Vosnik wants to do a title defense first. And after that, You know how it is when these dudes win a championship, man. They want to milk that title a little bit and then take on a tough challenge. Bosdick he wants to come back, and I think it's March, and he want to get that soft touch. He want to get a soft title defense, and after that, then they talking about maybe making the mandatory fight between him and Marcus Brown. But me personally, I think that Sergey Kovalev should go after that belt right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there. And, you know, and who was the other one that you said, bro? Better be. But Better be, you know, he coming off the injuries. He pulled out of the Joe Smith fight, and so now they talking Sullivan Barrera. So that fight is pretty much already done. Better be, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. You know, Better be. Every time I turn around, he hurt, or it's like always tough to make fights with this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always time with this dude, man. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm going to flip the script because they flipped the script. I'm feeling this channel 100%. I appreciate you, family. I appreciate that, man. I really do. That's how you got to be, man, in this boxing, man. Don't hold yourself to no ideology, because at the end of the day, you don't know none of these fighters nor promoters. You know what I mean? And they all, at the end of the day, we don't root for them like a football team, but they all in it for the same reason. And that is to get money and to see the people that they can. You know what I mean? I always know that shit. So we call it down the middle. We call it down the middle. Johnny Sin says, you said AJ's been down several times. List them. Wilder got rocked by Molina. Rocked, but not down. He got exposed by Fury. Never was down on Fury. And swung at the judges for 12. When he connected, he hurt Fury. But that's all. He is a puncher. And no one said anything otherwise. No one said anything otherwise. I agree with you. Wilder is a big puncher. But he is one of the only dudes, if not the only dude, at heavyweight where one punch can take you out. One punch. And you say how many times that AJ been down? Are you serious? Comes to mind Dillian Whyte and Klitschko off the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. He's been down. You know what I mean? Has Wilder been down? He got rocked by Molina. Oh, yo, you know what? I believe, what was the fat boy? The fat boy did knock down Deontay Wilder. What was his name, man? What was it? You know, the fat dude that he fought and looked like he fought him at a Hooters or something, man. He knocked down Wilder when Wilder was on the up and coming. But that wasn't even more so like a knockdown. It was more slippage / knockdown, but it wasn't considered a real knockdown. On the elite level, Wilder has not been knocked down. But your man AJ has. You know what I mean? So that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. At Low Place, not just talking about boxing. You be trolling channels and groups. Oh, for real? I seen a video by Low Place, a couple videos, man. I always say there's no place like Low Place. I heard him say that. I'll be checking y'all out, man. I'll be checking y'all out. I've seen a few videos on him, man. I'll keep my eyes out though. Lion be tearing up everybody in the debates. He's on the roll now, man. Mr. Lion. Who's Mr. Lion? Because I ain't seen Mr. Lion tearing down nobody in this debate. Mr. Lion, come see me because I want smoke. What debate he turned down everybody in? And when it comes to Wilder and AJ, you ain't running nothing, cousin. Come see me. I want smoke. I want smoke. I want smoke. I will send the link. I want smoke. You know what I'm saying? He was just stunned. Oh, he was just stunned. Yeah, that's it. You talking about Wilder? That's all. He was just stunned. He wasn't down against Dillian Whyte. Who wasn't down against Dillian Whyte? AJ? Oh, he just got stunned against Dillian Whyte. Okay. All right. Go back and watch that fight. Wilder got dropped by a journeyman. Yeah, but that's why I say that was a slippage. It wasn't like and D-Jax always give me the business when it come to AJ. That was like a slippage. I mean, that fat dude, man, that big ass dude, that dude like Butterbean. Yeah, man, cut it out, bro. You man, Wilder, man, come on, man. Let's be real, bro. And that was up and coming Wilder when Wilder was really ain't found himself at that point. But that wasn't. It was a knockdown. I will, because I've covered that in previous videos. I've even put the video up. If you go back and you search through my archives, I did a video about that, and I even put that video up. I've showed that footage, and it was like it wasn't a knockdown. It was like an off balance slippage type thing. You know what I'm saying? Dustin Nichols, that's his name. You got it, JD. Dustin Nichols, Butterbean's brother. That's it, bro. That's exactly who it was. He fought Nichols and looked like a Hooters bar. You know what I mean? Like that was some bad. Come on, bro. That wasn't even considered legit. Like for real. That's not even is it, man. Ray Bans, this is the best boxing channel out, bro. Keep it real, 400. I appreciate that, Ray Bans. Ray Bans, my main man. I appreciate that love right there, family. I really do. Damn, Low Place calling you out. Low Place calling who out? Who Low Place calling out? Low Place, you want to get on? I don't know, man. I got to watch you, Low Place, man. I'm hearing some things that if my main man, Black Horseman, saying something, I got to watch you. You know what I mean? But if you want to debate, I'm always down for an honest debate. I'm always down for that. You know what I mean? I don't do that trolling shit though. You know what I'm saying? White knocked down AJ. Man, Americans will make anything up. Oh, well, he stunned him. Okay, sorry, he stunned him. But Klitschko knocked him out. Oh, knocked him down. I'm sorry. Man, it will make anything up to make their point look better. Who's your top 3 heavyweights in order? Let's see if you're biased. My top 3 heavyweights in order. Okay, as of today, my top 3 heavyweights is simple. And I don't give a fuck if you think it's biased or whatever the shit. It's Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. And I can break it down to reasons as for such. I mean, you can say bias or whatever. Dog, just because a person don't agree with what you agree with ain't about being biased. It's about how they see the fucking fights. You know what I'm saying? The reason I say AJ is because of his fights with Luis Ortiz, the way he did take the WBC up off Bermane Stiverne when Bermane Stiverne was a appropriate challenger, and his attempt to fight to a draw with Tyson Fury. As for Tyson Fury, the reason I give it to him, number 2, he is the lineal champion, and he beat the man who beat the man who beat the man, and he's never been beat. And as for number 3, AJ, I like AJ, but he's more of a cash cow for me. He fought fighters that were almost like the underlings of the heavyweight division. He beat Charles fucking Martin. He beat Klitschko at 40 years old for a WBA title that Klitschko did not have. You know what I'm saying? And then he beat Joseph Parker, who I was never high on, but Joseph Parker damn near, if not lost to Hughie Fury. Man, you can't come in here and talk about just because I rock with Wilder, somebody biased. Dog, that's the thing, dog. Everybody don't see AJ like you do. People see AJ for what he is, in a way, and that is a fucking project. You know what I'm saying? Ask Eddie Hearn, ask Barry Hearn. Where's your proof? Fury got a Wi-Fi belt. God damn, I like that. Fury got a Wi-Fi belt. Man, Fury the lineal champion, man. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. Can somebody please tell me if Charlo is off punishment? I ain't seen Charlo, man. Charlo in the basement somewhere like Clubber Lang, bro. You know what I mean? He need to get back on his feet, man, to beat Tony Harrison, man. He can't even mention Jarrett Swift Hurd's name right now. He can't even mention it. He can't even form his lips to say the words Jarrett Swift Hurd right now because he got Tony Harrison problems. He on punishment, man. He locked in the basement somewhere. They got the chain on the door. They feeding him a TV dentist underneath the door, and some they not letting him out. You know what I mean? They said that man Fury got a Wi-Fi belt. Hey, that's classic, man. That's classic, man. That's classic. Kovalev and Vosdick. Light lit up in the building. Light lit up in the building. What's up, family? Kovalev and Vosdick will be a great fight, as you stated earlier. I couldn't agree more. Much respect to former champions Adonis Stevenson. Much respect to Adonis Stevenson, speedy recovery, and I wish him the absolute best. On I don't know if he's done. I haven't heard an official retirement. Maybe I could be wrong on that, but yeah, man. Send me and Low Place a link, man. Say no more. Say no more. Low Place. What's your email? Give me your email. Give me your Gmail. Give me your Gmail, Low Place. Let's make it interesting. All right, folks. We about to get a couple folks up on the we about to get a couple people up on the joint. Black Horseman already got yours. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a second to kind of get this going. I don't know why my man ain't saved up in here. Hey, Black Horseman, do me a favor and put your email in the chat, bro. I don't know why it's not saved down to my joint. Free Fights TV. What's up, family? Okay, I got you. DocCosmo11@gmail.com. Got you, fam. Got you. Low Place. Let me get your let me get yours. Let me get your email, your Gmail. Get this thing going. Turn up the smoke a little bit. Oh, okay, there he is. I do got you in here, Black Horseman. Invite sent to my main man, Black Horseman. I see you when you get up on here, fam. All right, low place. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Anybody else want a link? Anybody else? Jamie Peralta in the building. What's up, family? What's up, family? Anybody? Light lit up. You say you out? Okay. Light lit up. If you want to get on, let me know. M Star, what's good? You got a Gmail? Come holler at me. Anybody? You know what I'm saying? We got that Gmail. Get up on here with me. Black Horseman, is that you? What's up, family?
What's good, my brother?
Ain't too much, man. Ain't too much, you know. Glad to have you on here with me, man. You know, it's nothing but love between me and you, son.
Absolutely, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. What's up with the dude low place, man? Is he
he cool, man. He cool, but you know what I'm saying? He sometimes he just be trolling LDBC.
Oh, I see. Oh, he's anti-LDBC. Okay.
He be doing it in a funny kind of way, man. Like he'll do like I'm the general of the LDBC, and he put that like in his title, and then he'll kick off a live stream, and then just to get the reaction, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Well, we're not gonna do that here, low place.
But he do know his shit though. I mean, he do know boxing, so I'll give him that.
All right. Hey, low place. You say my low place friend at gmail.com. You said it's not working. You said that's not working. Is that the official email right there? My low place friend at gmail.com. All right. I'm gonna try to send it, and hopefully that works for you right there. I like to get them on, man. I've seen a video or two of them. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I always like to hear boxing people. I don't care what your point of view is, man. You know, it's all good, man. We ain't okay. I bet. Low place. All right, low place. The email, the link has been sent. You should hear it right then and there. It should be coming through for you. Check it out. Anti-LDBC all day. That's Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson don't be playing, man. So what's up, man? How do you see that Sergey Kovalev fight last night, bro?
You know, man, I was very impressed with Sergey Kovalev. I was flat out wrong. I picked Alvarez to stop him. And you know, he just boxed beautiful, man. You know, big salute to what's the guy? Buddy McGirt.
Yes, sir.
You know, he gave him some good advice in the early rounds. He said, man, just keep boxing. You know, keep boxing on the outside, use your jab. He said, you can do this all day, you know what I'm saying, for the whole fight. And salute to Kovalev for sticking to the game plan, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. That's why I say I came in shock. Buddy McGirt must have did something good for him, because Sergey Kovalev, he lasted to the end of that fight. You know what I mean? He didn't tire out as I thought he would. And most importantly, you know, he stuck to the game plan. He listened. Most importantly, so that was very impressive. Who we got up on here? That you low place?
Yeah, man. I appreciate the link, man. I'm gonna speak on it real quick. I don't got nothing against the LDBC. They got something against me. And the thing about that is since it's like that, it's like, okay, y'all throwing shots and you expect no shot to come back. It's like I would talk boxing with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You could sit up here and say, oh, you punk son of a bitch, you this, that, and the next day, bro, you on the internet. I'm gonna talk my boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you on the same chat, we're gonna talk boxing. But it's, you know, people don't know how it all started, and they don't understand. I didn't go throwing stones. I just had a a stone thrown at me ridiculously hard, and I was just like, nah, bro, we can't do that right there. Yes, but you know, I know my sport in and out. I'm gonna put it there. Like, I know my shit, and when I be telling them, yo, y'all finna be wrong if y'all don't cut this shit out, that's when I was like, okay, I told them, and now they on it a year late. That's why I was like, I'm Mr. Lion. You know what I'm saying? I was just bullshitting around, but I ain't got nothing against them dudes, man. That's them.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's all it is. Everybody entitled to their own view, you know what I mean? And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming on here rocking with us, though, family.
Yo, your channel dope, but when I heard you say, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna change my stance on this fighter from one day to the next. It gotta be like that, because they be changing one day to the next. He might go unify the next day, say, oh, I want to be undisputed. Then the next time, I'm fighting so-and-so for 5 million, going up 2 weight divisions where he don't belong. Like, no, nobody got time for stuff like that. So I liked how you was rocking when you said that. So I was like, man, this dude, you know, he got a fair perspective. I've been looking for that in the YTBC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how you gotta be, man. You can't be, like I tell people, man, we don't know none of these fighters. All of the behind the scenes, you don't really know. One day they can do what you like, and then the next day they'll turn around and they won't give you the best fight, or they will show their hand like they after the money. So you can't lock yourself in and you gotta promote the sport, not the fighters. You know what I mean? Not the actual like fighters' point of view. You know what I mean? Promote what's best for boxing. Yeah. And that's what I always tell people at the end of the day, man. Real shit. Hey, the low place, did you see the fight last night with Kovalev?
Yeah, I picked up, man. Me and Tim Bradley, like the only people I know that pick Kovalev. I picked them going into it. I was telling them like, yo, my guy just need to push a later Alvarez and make a later Alvarez go to his right and backwards at the same time, and he can't use his jab. And Kovalev didn't give him no confidence with that jab, and Kovalev jab became the best punch of the fight. Yeah. And from there, the dude never got in the fight. Yeah, I mean, you take a dude confidence round 1 through 4. And you can hit as hard as Kovalev, even when you throwing arm punches, the dude probably got some pop on that shit, as we saw. Later Alvarez didn't have no confidence, no answer. And Kovalev, a 5-division light heavyweight champion, I can't stand him as a person. Yeah. I clown him for his domestic. I clown him for ducking the purse bid with Adonis Stevenson for undisputed, pulling out of it. I clown it. But as a fighter, I got to be honest, the dude, he can do it all if he really want. If he keep his head in the game. I don't agree with the Andre Ward low blow situation where people say they took his hard. None of this. I didn't think Aleda took his hard the first fight. I think Aleda just got lucky and got a gift. Like Kovalev gave him a hands down gift and he took it to his credit. Then Kovalev came in like, boy, please. And he got his best win of his career, in my opinion.
When last night you think that's over better than the Hopkins fight?
Oh yeah, B-Hop was over it, man. B-Hop didn't want none of Adonis or Kovalev. Then he wasn't winning none of those fights. I mean, the dude was, being honest, straight up struggling with Chad Dawson, and he told him, you know, y'all boys too big, y'all too this. Chad Dawson ain't the puncher neither one of them is, and they athletes. So B-Hop was what, 49?
Yeah, he was, but he still was a champ.
Yeah, I feel you. I personally, he held belts. You know, he wasn't a lineal champ, nothing like that. No. He didn't fight Adonis for that belt, even though Adonis came and seen him on Showtime. He was rated number 2. He told Adonis, nah, you want all the money. I want all the money. We went in all that shit. And I'm like, okay, I just want to see motherfuckers fight for lineal titles. And he refused to do it. So I wasn't looking at I mean, it was a good stepping stone in the stardom for him, but the later Alvarez was definitely, you know, he just more prime than that B-Hop, period. Like, best win of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I think you hit it right on the head. It's the same way for me. Can't rock with the cat outside the ring, man. He do a lot of, especially with the whole hiding in the bushes and chasing down models and still tripping off like that. I can't rock with him outside the ring. But at the end of the day, inside the ring, Kovalev is a solid fighter, man. Inside, he's solid fighter.
Bushes.
Yeah, man. My man in the bushes, man. You know, all that other shit. Kicking the dog, smacking the cat, you know what I mean? I can't rock with that, man. But
light heavyweight got some womanizers, bro. They got Stevenson and that shit back in the day. Marcus Brown got his issues.
I'm here. Yeah, man.
Yeah, next thing you know, we gonna hear about Beterbiev choking the shit out of somebody, man. We don't know where we going in this group.
Slim, it's looking like at light heavyweight though. The fight to make is Bivol and Kovalev. Like if it come down to these two, that is, of course, Vosdick will be the best next option, like I said earlier. But Slim, Fosdick with the people are demanding, eventually going to demand. I think it's gonna come down to Bivol and Kovalev.
I can't rock with Bivol. I can't rock with him. He over there on the zone by himself. He knew where all the belts was. He went on the zone by himself. Like, come on, bro. You finna fight Joe Smith? Like, come on, bro.
I know, right? Joe Smith, man. Joe Smith was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight Beterbiev, right?
Yeah. The only reason I rock with Beterbiev now because he did the right move. He left the zone and he got over there where all 3 belts at, and there's like 3 other belts are over there. Nah, matter of fact, it's all 3 because the boy we just talking about, Bivol, and on top of that, Bivol. He looked garbage in his last 2 fights to me. You got Pascal. You were supposed to get him out of there. And who was the dude before that? Chilemba. Come on, man.
Isaac Chilemba, man. Yeah.
You the young cat. Get them veterans up out of there. Like, but he wasn't rocking. So I'm looking at. I feel like right now they should make Beterbiev and they should make the Vosdick fight because they both on ESPN. They both free. You said Beterbiev was coming off injury, but he not though. The only reason he pulled out the Joe Smith fight is because he was like, yo, that Callum Smith fight, wasn't that Callum Johnson fight was harder than I expected, and that fight was so close. It was like 2 months away, and he took a little more punishment. You know, got hurt and shit like that. So they was like, we're gonna throw that one off. But right now, if they make a fight in April, May. That's a unification that, you know, Bob Arum should be putting on. He out here talking about he want Crawford to unify. You ain't taking care of the unifications in your own crib, so why am I gonna trust you?
Oh, you saying Bob Arum when it come to Crawford?
Yeah, I mean, what my point is, that Crawford, he's like, okay, I got Crawford.
He don't like
want
Crawford,
to unify, but Crawford on a whole side of the street where you got no champions, but where you got 2 champions on your own side of the street, where he's got Beterbiev and Vosdick. You ain't making a unification, but I'm supposed to trust that you want Terrence Crawford to be on Showtime? No, I don't believe him. I don't like he's representing himself bad at this point for me.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, Bob Arum made his point clear, crystal clear. He wants Errol Spence Jr. Showed up when they had the face off right there. You know what I'm saying? He showed to us that it looked like he's the only one that's really wanting to put Crawford in there with Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah, I mean, publicity stunt. I mean, that's how I see it. Publicity. For personally, them boys had Terrence Crawford on his own what's that Instagram live, and every fan was telling them, bro, like, come on, man, why you over there? Why you making it harder than it need to be? Because I believe these networks don't like each other. I believe I mean, it ain't the promoters themselves, it's the networks, in my opinion. These guys tied and they ain't gonna let them go. And I just feel like Terrence know that, man. Like Manny Pacquiao dealt with that, Floyd dealt with that. You think you above them? Come on, bro.
Black Horseman, how you feel about that one, man?
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit, man. You know, when it comes to this network shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe all of that, man. We seeing that you know, Bob Arum was willing to make Terrence Crawford face Amir Khan. That's 2 different networks. You know, we got DAZN and ESPN. So I mean, I think if you know, 2 fighters truly want to fight each other, man, it can get done. And at the level that these both of these fighters are at, you know, especially after this fight with Spence and Mikey,
right,
there should be no more excuses, man. You know, I want to see him face legitimate competition at welterweight after this fight. You know, I expect him to step on Mikey. You know, I want to see him win because I want to see how good Errol is. But beating on 140 pounders, man, you know, and leftovers, I'm just not impressed with it. I think he's a good fighter, but I got to see you do that against somebody else at the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? That's up there.
But that's what you're impressed with from Crawford, though. That's what he beat. He beat Junior. That's where he got his clean game.
Well, let me tell you what I'm
let's be honest real quick, because I'm not a Crawford hater. I don't hate when people call me that. I'm just a real hater.
You're a Bob Arum.
No, I'm not a Bob Arum hater. I want Bob Arum to do the right thing. I'm pushing Bob Arum to give us one of the best.
He's been pushing for the Errol Spence fight. He's been pushing for that.
I know personally, I'm be honest with you. Personally, this is my honest truth right here. I think a Sean Porter fight more important than a Crawford fight. I personally do.
I think it's more important.
That's just because he's proven himself at welterweight. He's fought the best at welterweight. Whether it's a draw, whether it's a loss, he's fought the best. I've seen Terrence Crawford fight number 2 guys at junior welter, but I don't look at those guys like the best fighters in the world. I'm just not fascinated by this fight. I feel like Terrence Crawford might be fighting his best opponent he ever fought coming up next, a few months, and that's sad because that's Amir Khan.
But yet that Sean Porter refusing to fight him.
Exactly.
The only one that's actually acting like they want to fight Spence is Bud.
It's Crawford. Fight the guys that want to fight you.
Yeah, we acting. I think it's acting. You're right. Like, but and when you said Khan is with DAZN,
okay, like I said this to you before, Low Place. Why he just won't call the bluff then? If it's acting, he said, okay, we can do it then.
I'll be honest.
That's how you put that in check.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you the truth because they got a side of the street that don't need him. They got so many competitive fighters. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not an excuse. It's just like Terrence. I'm saying Terrence should have seen the landscape and got with the program, bro. You can't ostracize yourself and then everybody else do the work for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do that. If you don't go to the wedding, don't be like, bring me a piece of cake back. Somebody might have something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Go take your ass to the wedding.
But main man, this is a perfect case. This is a perfect scenario of Debo punking Craig and Smokey, but won't go around the corner with that shit. Try that shit on them niggas around the corner. Don't just punk the niggas that you know.
Real shit,
bro. Like
my whole deal is though they not willing to fight him. I mean, you basically telling me that Errol Spence Jr. is planning into that program of where they're not gonna fight me.
That's not what I'm saying, bro.
He likes the boogeyman role.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they got just as much, if not more, credibility on their side of the fence. They really do.
They're not fighting nobody, man.
They truly do. To me personally, that's what I'm saying. They're not making the fights now, but the truth of the matter is, if they want to fight, start making the fights tomorrow on their side of the street, they can. Bob Arum can never make them. I'm just looking at the potential in boxing.
So you gotta look at the. So you saying basically because of the network affiliations, that's the only Bob Arum can make.
Yeah, and I think he made a point about Khan is with his own. Khan is a Sky Sports fighter. That's what he is. And if it's on paper, what we learned from Eddie Hearn, if this shit's on pay-per-view, anybody can have it. So he don't have to deal with his own when he put on Sky Sports pay-per-view.
Is the leader Alvarez signed with Al Heyman?
Yes, he no. He signed with ESPN. He signed to a network that gave him the most money. He
for like just for that fight, or
no. He signed for a multi. Like last night, he fucked up a lot of money. By the way, he signed for a multi-fight deal to be ESPN's like top light heavyweight and have main events. Now, I'm not saying they can't do that, but the truth is they don't want to fight on the app. They're fighting on national TV and getting big pay. You know, they fighting on pay-per-view Showtime now. They getting big checks for it. They don't want to go make ESPN the shit when they can make Fox the shit. They've been on Showtime. I personally think Terrence Crawford just made a bad business move, and this is a business. Whether we like it or not, it is a business, and you got to make smart business moves.
So you're saying that Earl Spence Jr. is playing into the system, like I said, like you saying that he playing the game instead of, because Earl is his own promoter. Last I checked, he said he's his own promoter, right? So
yeah, he's on his own boss, and at the end of the day, I don't think he is his own boss, but he got way less bosses than Terrence Crawford has.
So he's playing into the system of, well, we're gonna keep milking it and making money over here. He's not. You saying that it's Bob Arum and Crawford that don't want it, but then you telling me that Earl Spence Jr. is over here playing the game.
No. I'm not even worried about Bob Arum. I'm not worried about. I'm worried about Terrence Crawford. Should have never been by Bob Arum. He should have looked at him and said, Bob Arum, I appreciate you getting me though. Honestly, this is how I feel about 135 and 140 for Crawford. Because he even said that we could have been at 147 a long time ago. This is how I feel about it. Those were second amateur careers. Those was another amateur career. You should have been at 47 while Floyd was there, Pacquiao was there, Marquez was there, Bradley was there. You would have had a better resume because you probably would have got a Marquez fight at least, a Bradley fight, maybe if they can make the right money friends to fight. But once you got all that 35 and 40, you should have looked at Bob and said, you've done all you could do for me. You got nothing at 147. I greatly appreciate you, but I got to make the right business move because I'm not Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao had to wait 5 years to fight Floyd Mayweather because they changed networks. So, you know, and Golden Boy type. So you can't look out and see roadblocks. And, you know, if your GPS hits you up and say, it's roadblocks here, it's going to take another, you find a quicker route, brother. The quicker route is make the business move. You get the fight. I push fighters to be smart, man. We got channels. We got voices. I don't want to use my voice and be like, Bob Arum, Al Heyman. They not listening. Right. They not listening.
I think, but I think Bob Arum, I mean, he's done what he could do for Terrence Crawford. And I'm with you. It could have been a better route for him at 147, but you got to look at it from this point of view. We got to agree these fighters fight for money. Terrence Crawford has a better deal than majority of those PBC fighters that he got on ESPN on the biggest sporting platform in the world. On top of that, Bob Arum made Terrence Crawford an undisputed champion down at 140 pounds. That's something that nobody on PBC can say.
But that was easy work. Why was that easy work? Because you had broke Ndongo. Not to call him broke, but he got no leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Ndongo, come over from Africa, get out them high school gyms you fighting in. Ndongo lost the fight and moved to Omaha like Omaha was New York. That's how much of a B-side he was. People, y'all remember that? Yeah, my man moved to Omaha and got a train in Omaha like he was moving to New York City. Motherfucker move from Africa, they go to Miami, they go to LA, they go somewhere nice. This man moved to Omaha like
I mean, you might can say that about the competition level, but you can't discredit the fact that Bob Arum guided Crawford to being the only undisputed champion in a minute. You know what I mean? And not to mention Crawford, #1 pound for pound on a lot of people's lists because of the way Bob moved.
Honest with you, I gotta be honest. It don't move. When the division's weak, I just like with Golovkin. When that weak division he was in, and I had 3 belts, and I was like, bro, I don't give a damn how you got them belts. I don't care about them. That's a weak division. It is what it is. Like I want to see people find the stack competition. And then when Crawford, they made a huge error when Bo Mack said at that press conference said we could be at 147 long time ago. I turned my back, bro. I said, nah. I said, nah, you can't admit that.
Before you, I didn't cut you off, bro. But the guy Free Fights TV, just want to let you know he only 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? I seen him. He been on my channel. He cool, but he young. So I just want to let you know.
You know what? I heard Shawty. on your
Yeah, he was on my platform. Yesterday.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. Good looking on there, Black Horse.
Yeah. Go ahead, little place. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, it's just like that. You know, when you admit something to me, when you was trying to say these guys don't want me, you've been able to, like, you've been playing amateur work with Lil Gamboa, who was off a year. You've been fighting Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns losing to Anthony Kroll out here. You've been fighting Beltran getting beat up by Tank Davis. Easy work out here, bro. Like, why would you do this to your career when you could have just been fighting come up welterweight fights, been high up in the rankings, been a mandatory? Yes, all those little belts, fine. But them awards down there, man, them welterweights looking at your career like I stumped them boys out, and you know it.
Yeah,
that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah, after all of that, he's still ranked higher on a pound for pound. He got undisputed. He's a lineal champion at 140 and 147.
Yeah, but quality over quantity for me, player. Like, you know what I'm saying? Quality over quantity.
But he wasn't smoke. He wasn't smoke though.
Want smoke with him though.
He wants smoke. And then on top of that, let's not. I know we discredited the Jeff Horn fight, but Jeff Horn did beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying?
I picked Jeff Horn to beat him, and I picked that fight. So I knew who Jeff Horn was already. I was like watching Jeff Horn when he was fighting in Australia versus the tall ass 6'1". What's his damn name? I forget his name. And Randall Bailey as well. The man was getting knocked down by headbutts and shit. I've been checking Jeff Horn for a minute, but my issue with the Jeff Horn fight is, to me, did he really beat Manny Pacquiao? No, he didn't. But because you were cherry picking trying to fight a fucking school teacher. When they give him the cards after he gave you a tough fight, yeah, he beat you, and that's what you get. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Jeff Horn kept struggling to make weight at 47. And honestly, I mean, it is what it is. If that's the win Crawford want to make his bed with, I'm sorry. I just don't feel like no welterweight should be doing that. And if my theory is what, like I said, if he would have been at 47 a long time ago, my man would have been ranked #1, maybe for the IBF, WBA, WBC. And when you the #1 contender, that network should go out the window, because you can throw that purse bid money up or they force you to deal. But my man went right for Jeff Horn belt. Like, why you go right for Jeff Horn belt?
Politics, man. It was the easiest fight to make. You know what I mean? It was the easy. Jeff Horn was affiliated with Bob at the time. Bob had options on him. It was the easiest fight to make. You know what I mean? It was his first fight there, and he went after a world title. I mean, I hate on that.
Yeah, you can't hate on that. He got his strap, you know. So he got something that when you fight him, it's something you can get. What happened to Mr. Strap season? Go and get that strap off of him.
That's my whole deal. I mean, my deal is the PBC fighters, when it comes to Crawford, they give them all these instructions. Do this, do that, do that. Yeah. Thurman want to talk crap from distance. And I'm a major Keith Thurman fan. But at the end of the day, Thurman's talking all this crap, but don't want to actually get into the ring with the man. You know what I mean? Like, get a belt. And then, you know, he gets the... Like, all of these different instructions.
Do he got the right though? Do he got the right though? Like, he literally been in them welterweight wars, man. He been like Sean Porter got 5 weapons he can hit you with. He can hit you with a left body shot, right body shot, left hand head shot, right hand head shot, and a head butt. He got 5 weapons. Right. And Keith Thurman went through that. Like, bro, you just gonna come in here talking, you know, on some talk. Now we want to see. I feel like he got the right. Yes, he been out. Yeah, he been injured. He been playing a bit, but he been through that gauntlet though. He been through that. Only, you know, for his age group, he been through that gauntlet. And like, I'm quality over quantity, because I don't want to go back and study no Derry Jean fight. You know what I'm saying? I can go see everything Keith Thurman bring to the table versus Sean Porter.
But then fight him. That's all we said. Like,
fight him.
If they do, they do. If they don't, I think they're gonna have better resumes at the end of the day and be more credible still, bro. That's the sad thing about. I'm just giving the sad truth.
Do you want to see Crawford face anybody from the PBC side? Like,
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be telling him I wish he was a PBC fighter. I think Crawford can be an amazing fighter. Is it?
That's a simple question. Would you want to see somebody from the PBC side, like a Thurman, Porter?
God, yeah, sure.
Because this is all about the best fighting the best, right?
Sure.
Can you agree that Crawford is one of the best at welterweight?
If you want me to rank them, I'm gonna give Earl his spot. I'm gonna give Sean #2.
Hold on. You say Earl number? You think Earl number 1?
Yeah, he gotta be number one. He beat the guy that Sean Porter lost to. What else? What damn, what was my other reason behind it? I gave the reasons the other day and I absolutely done forgot it, but it's basically like he done went behind people that got their Sean Porter lost to the guy. Man, it's a Keith Thurman opponent out there. Like Lamont Peterson beat up on Danny Garcia, right? Lamont Peterson beat up on Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman went in there and decision Danny Garcia. Earl said, "Get the hell out of here, young man. Get out of here." Like it's just,
but where's Earl? Earl hasn't surpassed Thurman yet.
Yes, he has to me. I'll explain that. I was stuttering a little bit.
You really in a low place.
He beat up on Kell Brook, broke the other side of his face. Didn't need Triple G earlier. Whoa. He broke the other side of he broke the other side of that man's face. Then he went. Remember, Lamont Peterson beat up on Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman's win is Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. All right.
What weight did they fight at? Did they fight at 144?
144. It was 144. It was a catchweight 44.
But Lamont lost though. He lost.
Yeah. See, Lamont got knocked out. I don't go by a judge scorecard. I watched the fight, and the judges can say 118, 110 when we know we just seen the hell of a ass. So I just watch what I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't let the politics.
You think that was the same Lamont Peterson that was back then when he fought Danny at that? You think that the Lamont Peterson that Earl fought was the same Lamont Peterson?
It's the same guy. It's the same guy. It's just like Earl, just a different beast than a Thurman right now. He just a different beast than everybody right now at that weight. But I think Thurman, if Thurman get back to exactly where he need to be, and I believe he will, he give him a good fight.
More. You said Spencer's done more than Thurman though. That's what you said, right?
To me, he has. He has. He's outdone him. He's outdone him.
Thurman been unified. Thurman was unified.
Let's be real.
I don't count.
You don't care.
I don't be counting. I don't count titles and stuff like that. For me personally, I don't do it.
You basically going off an eye test. Like
if
you going off how he looks.
No results versus competition. Like I said, Keith Thurman.
Keith or Spence, who got the better resume at welterweight? Who got the better resume?
One is beat Sean Porter, one is beat Danny Garcia, and the other one beat the guy stopped the guy who beat Danny Garcia, and one beat the guy who beat Sean Porter. So to me, I don't know if there's a who got the better resume question. It's like even, but the performances are not even. Earl's
resume is even with Keith Thurman's.
Yeah, besides like the championship come up fights, because Keith fought like Diego Chavez and a few others.
Diego Chavez, Robert Guerrero's.
But besides that, and Spence got his in there with Algieri. He got the Algieri. He got
Algieri.
One dude that's
Algieri. Sir, he beat a chef. He beat a chef, man.
No, Algieri be providing the cough, bro. You gotta put some respect on that win, bro.
We're talking about welterweight, man.
And it's done nothing ever since.
Well, if we're gonna talk about welterweight, he beat up Amir Khan as well. I thought he beat Amir Khan down.
He lost the Khan.
He lost the fight, but he walked Khan down all night. You know what I'm saying? They gave Khan the decision.
Bro, did you just say Algieri beat Khan?
In my honest opinion, they was right there with him. The tie or Algieri won the fight. That was on fight TV.
Close fight,
Mr. Lions and Mr. Kitty, nigga. That's
man. I'm keeping it real. Go watch the fight. The man went to who trained John David Jackson trained him to start coming forward, bro.
Watch that.
He was wobbling Khan. He was wobbling Khan, bro. Wobbling Kon.
What about the Campo? You give him credit for that?
Nah, it's just a mandatory. Get it out the way. Go on.
Hey, that's all. He took his O, right? That's another thing too. How many O's has Spence took at 147? Let me just say this. To me, he's beat a lot of leftovers. I'm not taking nothing away from how he looks and how good he is. I think he is the goods. But when you look at the guys he beat, they coming off losses, right? I think he took like 1 O. That was Ocampo. Who the fuck did he beat?
Well, Keith Thurman's beat leftovers. He Robert Guerrero. He beat Sean Porter. Like Danny Garcia wasn't undefeated. I mean, you gotta fight who you gotta fight. And these guys, what we seen with Kovalev yesterday is a leftover. That don't count, man. A guy.
Danny was undefeated.
He was undefeated, dog.
I mean, he was undefeated, but was he undefeated?
Undefeated.
Was he walking around unblemished? Was he really walking around unblemished?
Hey man, everybody had tough fights. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had close, tough fights.
But we got to keep it in perspective. My man went to war.
You talking about Mauricio Herrera?
Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
didn't he take I mean, everybody like to brag about Bundu too. Didn't he take it though?
Keith beat Bundle.
Yeah,
he took his old. He took his old, right?
But
Yeah.
Earl's just coming behind him, demolishing things.
I can give more credit to a guy who's taking
and on top of that, I punish Keith for his layoff where it's necessary. I feel like two guys took his place, Sean Porter and Earl Spence. After that, it's more people that need to do more.
What has Sean Porter done when Keith Thurman was out?
You know, he went and got his new belt, the Danny Garcia fight.
Keith had already beat Danny.
Yeah, true. And he beat Sean too, but we're talking about a very, very close fight. Granados, who I respect, he got the victory over. You know, Keith
a 140 fighter, 140.
Got some work to come back from. When Keith come back, I'm a Keith Thurman fan. I'm not the guy that was hating on his performance. I took it in and said, look, y'all hating hard as shit. My guy never stopped moving his feet for 12 rounds after 2 years. Let me see other people go and do that. He never holds. He never cheats and holds. And he threw 900 punches. Right. I fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Keith. It's just that he style for style. I don't think he can beat Earl, and I feel like he's not rated there neither.
But see, that's the eye test. That's what I'm saying. But when it comes to actual accomplishments,
right,
he's still number one.
I'm not rating off the eye test. I'm just saying personally, I don't feel even if I felt he'd win, you know what I'm saying? If it was right, win or lose, I'd rank him where he needs to be ranked. I just put that in there for me. That his style is he's too much of a warrior for his own good. Like, you got hurt that bad, bro. Go on and wrap up one time. You ain't held all night. Ain't nobody gonna hold it against you. You know what I'm saying? This dude was in there trying to be Usyk, move his feet, never hold, let 900 punches go, bro. Shit, wrap that dude up. But if it weren't for that, you know, Keith would have had an easy time. People would have been on his dick.
I mean, I don't know, man. Even when they asked Bomac. And when they ask Crawford, who do you feel like is going to be the hardest fight for you at welterweight? They say Keith Thurman. They don't say Earl Spence Jr. They say Keith Thurman.
Yeah,
I mean, with that being said, when Mikey came up to challenge somebody at 147, he didn't come after. You know, he went after Spence.
Exactly.
So he's saying something. You know what I mean? I still think Spence gonna win the fight, but it ain't like
after the fight. I tell you what he gonna see after the fight. Ambulance and some stars.
Nah, man. Hey, I say Keith is proven. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's still number one in the welterweight division. I just think that, man, with Earl Spence Jr., I think he can get to that, but he got to get the fights. I ain't saying he a bum. I ain't saying he this, he ain't that, but I'm just saying that he hasn't got the work.
So you got Keith rated number one? You got Keith at one?
Keith number one. Yeah, absolutely.
I won't argue with nobody who ain't punished his layoff. I respect them. It's just personally with that Kell Brook showing, and I know people say Kell in his eye. Look, man, when a guy come to fight, Klitschko came to fight. You know what I'm saying? I was saying before the Joshua fight, man, Klitschko, he ain't come to fight. He ain't throw no punch. That's a fucking walkover fight. Then he came to fight. I'm like, nah, bro, I got to give credit for the performance he put on and to the guy that beat him. Yeah. So, like, Kovalev coming off a loss, but shit, he a 5-time champion today. 5-time, like, if dude come to fight, they come to fight.
3.
Nah, he 5-time. He IBF, WBA, WBO, and 2-time more IBF.
Okay, my bad.
He won all them over. Kovalev, he big pimping, man. He Hall of Fame status after last night.
Except when it come to Andre Ward. let's throw that in there, man. Let's just throw that in.
That man nut shot at that dude, bro. That was bad for boxing that night, bro. That was horrible for boxing.
That was nuts, man. He beat him twice. He ran it right back. You know what I mean? So
the first one, I would say Ward squeaked a bit, or I wouldn't man on nobody that went the other way with it. I don't know. They ran it back and then they embarrassed boxing. Well, I believe Ward embarrassed boxing that night. It's like, bro, and then Tony Weeks, bro, like just. I don't know. We just don't need shit like that. We need clean defeats, and then my man just up and retired. But hey, enjoy it. Kovalev still working. Mm-hmm. That's the thing with Carl Froch. Like, he kept working. Ward, yeah, you beat him, but Froch just kept on working, bro. It's like he did 80,000. You know what I'm saying? Now you sitting up here at ESPN, like, damn, man, I couldn't do that. No, bro, you gotta keep on working, man. Dude, he shouldn't have retired none of them times he did. Shouldn't have took none of them crazy breaks, bro.
Hey, let me just take a second and say, M-Style 1, peace made, man. Love your channel, maximum respect. I have to go. God bless. Hey, shout out to you, M-Style. Hey, I see you on the next one, homie. Hey, my bad, y'all. I had to give my man a shout out there, man. Yeah, but let me just say this though, man. How y'all feel about this situation with Dillian Whyte talking about this 50 million, man?
Well, you know, yesterday, man, I saw the video on IFL TV, the interview, and he stated, you know me with the testing, man. He dropped a bombshell and exposed AJ about how he was just trying to just give him the fight on a 12-week notice. And being that Dillian Whyte is enrolled in Nevada, he wanted 20 weeks. You know, that's more time for them to do thorough testing and all of that.
I missed that.
So yeah, that's kind of another thing, which I already had that suspicion about Joshua.
Well, he exposed himself after that, though. Did you hear what he said after that?
Who, Dillian Whyte?
He said they try to push it back to May and June to give him more time. Yeah, because they're gonna give you your testing, and he was gonna push it to May. Dillian didn't say that AJ wouldn't agree to it. He said it wasn't enough time to do the testing. But then he came in. Eddie Hearn was when Eddie Hearn came up, it was like, we gave you 50-50 in the rematch, and we was gonna push the shit back to May and June. And Dillian was like, yeah, but that's after all this
50 in the rematch. He said that he would get the boatload of it, the money in the rematch. So
yes, when Eddie Hearn came in, Dillian exposed himself. He flat out said, Eddie Hearn told him it was 50-50 in the rematch we just talked about like Monday or something. He said a day like recent. We just talked about that. That was the last thing. And Dillian was like, yeah, but that was after all this haggling and haggling. It's like, so what? They pushing the date back for you. You got what you want, and you ain't taking it. Dillian Whyte ain't no angel in this. I can't rock with him. You know what I'm saying, bro?
So you don't think AJ want the American fight first?
I think AJ's like, he's cool wherever it's at. Like like bringing all them people to that arena in Wembley is you know, that's exciting for him no matter what. I mean, being around 90,000 or whatever thousand it is, that's always lit. But Dillian would have been a big fight. I think he just don't want to get knocked out again. Like that shit, the way it ended for him that night. Come on, bro. You running up on somebody, they do you like that tomorrow?
Yeah, that's very true. Real true. I don't know, man. I that's a good point. I didn't know nothing about that drug test talk, but that's something I gotta look into right now.
JD with the exposing. He said White said he's fighting on the 20th though. 1 week difference from drug testing. Is the other point, you know what I'm saying? White, JD with the knife in the back, bro.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I gotta look into that one right there, man. Dillian Whyte, man, he that's a good point he making. 1 week ain't gonna make one difference at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, my take on White is this, bro, man. Looking at the Deontay, because if I may differ from people's opinion, I don't want to disrespect nobody because I know it get iffy about Wild.
Look, no, say your piece, man.
I think Tyson Fury won that fight 10 rounds to 2.
Okay.
I think it was 10 to 2. Okay.
114-112. That wasn't that.
I don't know about that big of a gap, but
I'm gonna say 10 rounds to 2 with the 2 knocked, of course, with the 10-8 rounds. Okay, so that would just be 116, 112. But he only won the 2 rounds he got the knockdown in. And then the 12th, Tyson Fury came back and wobbled him and was pushing him back. And I was like, if somebody want to go, 1 point on that one is what it is. I went 10-8. But my point to that is Dillian Whyte knows that he might be able to get a Tyson Fury fight who might not knock you out like Anthony Joshua did. You might make a lot of good money in the UK. So why not bide your time when you can get a pay-per-view fight with maybe a Brazil who ain't a real knockout artist?
But he ducked Brazil. He had the opportunity to fight Brazil.
That's kind of after the Ortiz Wilder. I mean, excuse me, the Wilder Tyson Fury showing. I think he's being mental here. Like, I'm gonna get a Skybox Office pay-per-view with either Povetkin. He named like 2 dudes as Anthony Joshua easy work already. You know what I'm saying?
But wouldn't they have put him in an easier position if he would have beat what's the guy with the mandatory? If he would have beat him, Brazil, and put himself in the mandatory position to Wilder's title.
True, that you're true, but you're missing the point of the Wilder Fury fight exposed a lot. Dillian don't think Wilder can knock him out. He's probably thinking if he hits me hard, I may go down. If I get up, I'm gonna hold the hell out of him. He's gonna allow that. Like Tyson Fury got hurt, what'd he do? He just clinched him up. Wilder couldn't go nowhere. My man weighed 215 pounds. Dillian Whyte held up Joseph Parker. Like Joseph Parker weighing more. Dillian Whyte pushed him up against the ropes like, Negro, please. So he probably looking at Tyson Fury like, yeah, you might beat me, but you can't punch. I can get on the inside and work with you, see what I can do there. when you've been knocked out like that, you might start wearing some. I mean, I'm not finna run up on no dude that had my arm draped up on the ropes like that, bro. I'm gonna have to show some respect. You know, I'm gonna have to.
Man, I think Dillian Whyte just paper chasing, man. Meaning, Slim, like even when he came with the Derek Chisora fight, he wanted the top dollar to fight Derek Chisora. And then after that, like he refused to face Luis Ortiz when that was another avenue back to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, well on record in the public. Look, you fight Luis Ortiz, you beat Luis Ortiz, I give you your shot. I mean, he gave him several avenues to get next to him, and Dillian Whyte took none of them because they wasn't profitable enough for him. You see what I'm saying? And now, even with this situation with AJ, what is it that he holding out for more money? I just think he paper chasing, man. I think if he really wanted to get next to Wilder, there were avenues he could have took.
I think it's possible he paper chasing, but on that Wilder situation with those text messages where he said something about if I beat Ortiz, well, he showed Akin Barak them text messages. Like, if I beat Ortiz, I asked you, will you give me the shot right away? And he was like, I ain't got to do nothing. So, like, trusting the WBC with all they was putting them through. WBC tripping. They try and have two different mandatories and play these stupid games. They're doing it with Charlo now, too. Putting Triple G as the mandatory, even though Triple G won't fight him. Like, that's starting to look like you're protecting the champion. And that's going to make people look and say, like, yeah, we don't need that. We don't want that. We want y'all to do y'all job. But yeah, I mean, I see how he could get frustrated. He was taking the fights he was supposed to. He had built former champion, and he offered Wilder a career high payday at the time. You know, so yeah. I mean, I felt like Wilder should have fought him instead of him.
Can't jump the line though. Can't jump the line. I mean, Brazil got that man though the year prior. You know what I'm saying?
Fury jumped that mark. Tyson Fury snorted coke and then jumped it. He did the coke first, and then he went and played hopscotch. You know what I'm saying?
Tyson Fury the lineal though, man.
Nah, man, that man retired from the sport. That man said, "I'm retiring." When you retire, that thing go away. You gotta come back and work for it.
Hold up. When did Tyson Fury retire from the sport?
He flat out announced it. He said he was retiring on social medias and some more stuff. He was gone,
and he came back the next day.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, he can't play. He can't play. I want it. I don't want it. I want it. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that wasn't an official retirement, man.
And even if we are gonna call him a lineal, even if somebody want to go, he's a joke of a lineal champion. You know what I'm saying?
How is that?
When he gave Wilder problems, bro.
I'll be honest. Who haven't gave Wilder problems?
But he fought Wilder on his third fight.
Everybody he knocked out. Who's you talking about? He knocked out everybody.
Yeah. But be honest, Gerald Washington won every round before the knockout. Spilka won a lot of rounds before the knockout. These are very incomplete fighters. These guys have got mollywopped after those fights.
So you was expecting for Fury to come out after that long layoff and take on Wilder's first fight back? I mean, he came back.
What I was expecting Wilder to do was not, well, I wouldn't really expect him to, because I know Deontay Wilder. Like, he ain't that good of a fighter. My man's a puncher. And I ain't hating. He can't box. My guy he just can't box. His trainer said it. I ain't gonna say his mama is that. I don't even know about that. But if his wife come out and told him, bro, you can't box, it is what it is. But you can damn sure punch. I was expecting, Fury shouldn't have did that to you if you were a really good fighter. And understand, Fury didn't want to fight nobody else but Wilder, because he knew you got a lot of issues, bro. Like, he got a whole lot of issues.
There's a lot of fighters who wasn't nearly as skilled that can just punch, and they reach the top of the echelon of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I think with Fury that we gotta remember when Fury first came back after his hiatus, he attempted to get with Matchroom. He wanted Tony Bellew and he wanted AJ. Those were the two fights that he wanted. They couldn't. He
turned down. He turned down Tony Bellew. He turned down Dillian Whyte, and then AJ. They was gonna give him a light heavyweight.
He didn't feel like he needed to go through a Dillian Whyte to get next to AJ when he's the lineal. You know what I mean? He didn't feel like he needed to go through all of those. His stance didn't change to, okay, forget them. Just give me AJ straight off the bat for 50-50. But Hearn and them didn't want to take the 50-50 deal. So what did he do?
They shouldn't. Tyson Fury was fighting on undercards. Like, you're not 50-50 to, like, you're not.
Like, beating Klitschko in Germany in front of all of them people.
That's true. You can't snort coke and expect the people to just be like, they didn't come to your fights. Like, he was on Frampton undercard and they was booing him. He's not the star that AJ was. He's not.
He was the out of shape just getting back into contention Fury when they booed him.
Yeah, but still more than likely that's showing what your popularity is. He just wasn't a 50-50 guy. Now, with this Wilder defeat, he can go to the UK and they can put the biggest fight on of all time for the UK, because I think he going. Man, look, he in hella shape right now.
Fury is the one that said he dropped that position like I come back to America.
All Fury got to do is not play with his food this time. He might knock Deontay Wilder out from what I saw, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I called it for Tyson Fury in the first fight too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought Fury won it, but not nearly by a bigger margin. You know what I mean? But I thought he won it
too. Hell no.
No, my man Wilder. Yeah.
I'll give you some credit, man. Salute to you for reaching 1,000 subs, man. You know, trolling go a long way, dog. Salute.
Man, trolling, bro. Come on, bro. Trying to run with that shit. They be trying to run with. I'm like, man, motherfuckers was throwing shots at me, bro. I mean, I'm pulling my hand out at people like, man, I shake your hand. I ain't got no. But then when you're throwing shots, it's like, okay, I'm a funny motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All right, we can go there. But I don't mean on that shit to them dudes. It's boxing talk. And I feel like, man, I ain't no Wilder fanboy, no AJ fanboy. I actually thought Dillian Whyte was going to beat both of them after I seen some of his performances. Yeah. And I changed my opinions based on performances and work ethic. So it ain't, man, this extra shit is exactly what I just called it, extra shit.
At the end of the day, man, I think they all just making the best moves that they think business-wise is good for their career. You know what I'm saying? And we always sit back and say that fight, it's a lot to do with the suits and the business and all that good shit. But at the end of the day, man, I don't understand how you can't respect Tyson Fury, though, bro. Like, Tyson is the man, Slow. Real talk, man.
I would have respected him. Look, because I'm thinking Wilder got more holes than a piece of paper that's next to a hole puncher, man. That's how I just feel about it.
Well, he beat Ortiz. You can't say Ortiz is not a skillful fighter, right?
I mean, look at him too, man. My man, 45 years old. He throws 7 punches. He started breathing hard. Like I gotta be realistic. And my honest opinion was like, yo, Wilder, they should have called the fight when you was waddling around like a duck. You weren't defending yourself. So. Hey, you're supposed to be prime. When I think about fighters and I think about giving you credit, I'm thinking about great and good fighters. Floyd Mayweather fighter out of prime. This dude, and that's who they want. That dude getting beat handily. Okay, they getting beat handily. We not gonna have to ask no questions about why you was hurt, why you was this, why you was that. And I'm just like Wilder's so much more prime than Ortiz, and he had been fighting a little stiffer competition. Ortiz, man, when he knocked him out, let's be honest, he tripped over his feet like 3 times because he was too tired. He threw the same punch 2 times reaching. Wilder stumbled back, and finally hit him. Like I didn't see nothing world class about the fight, to be honest.
Man, I seen the chess match in there. Wilder knew that counter punch was coming at any given time, and Wilder wasn't trying to overcommit in a lot of portions of that fight, man.
Yeah, he wasn't confident enough to fight the old man. That's the problem. Like, this an old man. You gotta make him feel like an old man no matter what he doing.
Old man talk. Why ain't nobody else trying to get in there with him?
Because he don't bring nothing to the table, and he ain't nobody mandatory, bro. He a clout chaser.
He wasn't AJ's mandatory.
He did drugs. He did drugs. He got PD. There's nobody's fault but his, bro. They had to fix all that up. Like Povetkin did the same thing. He got exonerated, but he still had to get back in line and get the shit right. You got to get back in line. Like, don't he got Al Heyman behind him? Why can't you hit up somebody that's number 2, number 3 in the rankings and be like, yo, we gonna give you your big payday? And then next thing you know, the WBO say you the mandatory. AJ don't fight you then? Hell yeah, he ducking you. Till then, you just waving your hand like, bro.
This is why I give Wilder so much respect, man. He the only champion willing to give this man a shot.
Exactly. Even after he popped on him.
Yes. And I would say that to the credit of Ortiz, he stayed in VADA, clean boxing program after that. So the dude is clean. I keep checking the dude. I'm a big fan of Ortiz.
Yeah, he clean now. But I mean, if he wanted the AJ fight, it was right there, bro. Like that's
what the American market want. They telling AJ and Hearn, if you want to come on over here and make some noise, then fight Luis. So ain't nobody asking for Jarrell Miller. They saying fight Luis Ortiz, and that will establish your credibility here in America.
My man, 45 years old, bro. Honestly, Jarrell Miller beat up on that old man, bro. He can't fight him in 6 rounds.
Luis Ortiz? You think Jarrell Miller?
For real, bro. I don't look. Ortiz old
fight, man.
I was a huge supporter of Adonis Stevens. I think he did a lot more right than he did wrong. But that man was 40 years old. And Luis Ortiz need to open up a book and learn his history.
But it's the heavyweight division, though. You know, heavyweights got way more longevity in it. We got we had George Foreman.
Yeah, I'm about to say George Foreman.
You know what I'm saying?
George Foreman. This man ain't George. This man went 10 rounds with my man from Pennsylvania, bro. With my man,
right? And stopped him, right?
Man, no. That's not enough.
Here you go.
Klitschko was over 40 when he looked like the best shape of his life. When he fought
AJ. If this dude had if he was Klitschko, then we'd talk about it. But this dude ain't Klitschko. He out here with the high blood pressure, stumbling over his feet after 7 punches. That's literally what happened. He had that run in the 7th. This is what I believe happened. They always accounted for Wilder capable of getting hurt in this fight because he's been hurt by lesser guys, right? So if my guy get hurt, we're gonna take him to the ref. The old man gonna be punched out anyways, and we're gonna give him the young man time to recover, give him a second chance. It happened to work out for him. That's how the way I seen it.
Jarrell Miller has beat nobody worth saying. I mean, nobody even close to a Luis Ortiz level. When you saying this dude can beat Ortiz,
I mean, Ortiz only beat what's my cat name? Brian Jennings. That's all he's beat.
That's a good fight. That was a good back when Brian that's before Brian was getting knocked around the ring. That's when Brian was actually a top dude. You know what I'm saying?
Brian can still fight today. He just had a tough out another day. That dude a good fighter. He fought I watched the Dinu fight. Dinu came in showing a little skill. I give him a little credit for that win. Du Hopper's a tough out. We see that. He wobbled Wilder, bust his eye up. You know what I'm saying? Gerald Washington. But the thing about this young man, you put him in there with somebody that's supposed to get up out of there. Adamic, a Wack, a Gerald Washington, a Cassie, you put him in there, he get them the fuck out of there. He don't play too much. Luis Ortiz, bro, Dave Allen, they going. That's who
Matchroom gave him though. I'm looking at JD comment. He said Ortiz was offered an undercard fight on the AJ versus Tarkin bill and his guaranteed mandatory shot next, but he refused and took the Wilder route and lost his mandatory spot and made the damage worse. But the Wilder route was a guaranteed route. Y'all gotta understand when Ortiz was under Matchroom, he couldn't get the AJ fight. They kept throwing the David Allens and all of these dudes at him. That was Eddie Hearn keeping Ortiz away from AJ.
But my man made his bed. He made a grown man bed though, and I mean, it's just not true. If you're not a mandatory, you got your hand up just like everybody else, right or wrong. So that's why I put it on these dudes. Just like I said about Terrence Crawford, you ain't gotta go out to no weak belt. You can go if you really want to spend. You didn't have to be the champion. You could have signed the ESPN. You could have been the IBF mandatory. Like it may not be the best case, but that's for everybody. Like if you're not the dude mandatory, I don't think he can duck you. Because if you don't give Gerald Miller the fight, well, that's what Gerald Miller gonna do when he get on the microphone. Oh, he want to fight that old Cuban defecto nigga with a high blood pressure and a cheeseburger on his beard.
I don't know,
you can't discount that. You can't.
Dominique Brazil been Wilder's mandatory for over a year.
That's the problem. The WBC and Wilder, and Heyman and WBC and Wilder, they I can't get. That's the West Coast connection or something. We don't know.
But you can get out of fight as a mandatory. You know what I mean? WBA ain't even got a mandatory. For the super champ. So you can get out of certain spot. Look at the WBO. They didn't even want to step up Dillian Whyte to be the mandatory after he beat Joseph Parker. They didn't even give him mandatory status for that fight. You know what I mean?
My man said he don't think Jarrell Miller can beat Ortiz, so he out. Look here, man. Jarrell Miller take kicks to the head. He took kicks to the head, dog. The dude 300 pounds, 30 years old. No way, Ortiz ain't fought no animal or that kind of style. Styles make fights, man. I don't do this name dropping.
Jarrell Miller ain't never fought a counter punch in southpaw.
What's so special about Miller that you making all this noise about?
You know I agree. Special. I'm not saying special. It's just Styles make fights. I don't think AJ finna knock him out.
I mean, skill wise, you think Miller is?
Hell no, bro. AJ finna get pushed back. His best punch in this joint finna be a jab. This nigga.
He gotta get past that jab and get up on it. Miller be winning by laying his weight on people, man. Period. At the end of the day, he got to get next to you with them little baby chip away shots and put that belly on you. AJ ain't gonna let that man get closer to him. Man, that man gonna be eating jabs and right hands all night, bro.
And his defense underrated though. His defense a bit underrated for him to move forward that much and slip. That's not hard. That's not easy to do, but it's something you gotta do. And he take the shots. Hey man, AJ got a tougher fight than he think, bro. This dude, to me personally,
With that being said, main man, so you believe AJ gonna, you know what I'm saying, take care of Miller?
I think he is. I think that's easy work, and that's why they go that route.
You gonna knock him out?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I think he stops. I think he stops him somewhere in the mid rounds. I just don't see Jarrell Miller getting past that AJ jab, man. I just don't see it, bro. That's the one thing that I got to give to AJ better than anything. He got a jab. He got a real nice jab, and I just don't. Jarrell Miller has never faced an opponent that's strong and big and with a solid jab like AJ has.
Who got better stamina?
Who has?
Jarrell Miller got the best stamina.
I will say. So what if it go into the later rounds? You know, Jarrell's still around,
laying on him. Yeah,
you know, applying the pressure on him. You know, letting his size. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I think Joshua was very dangerous early, very dangerous. But let's see he gets to 7th, 8th round. Like, so you picking AJ by knockout, but can he outbox Jarrell Miller?
But Joshua is a powerful puncher. You can't take how many shots is Jarrell Miller going to be able to take to get to that point in the fight? Ain't many fighters that got in there with AJ can take that many shots from AJ and still last through a whole fight. It just ain't many. If any,
Miller defense ain't good enough, really.
No, absolutely not. I just don't. I think the jab will lead to the right hands landing, and once those shots start to land from AJ. It'll be a Miller ain't never stepped in there with that level of power.
He's gonna have to land all his power going backwards though. That's the problem.
What's the height advantage of AJ?
Problem.
What's the height?
And then his body, like you said, the height advantage gonna give him more body to work with. Up jabs gonna be able to bust his nose up. AJ don't do well versus tall fight. Remember, he don't do well versus short fighters. He gonna get his nose busted in his fight, which means that moving we talking about gonna have to drop down because that nose gonna be broken maybe, and little blood coming out of it. Can't get air out that mug, right? So you gotta be breathing all through your mouth. You huffing and puffing. You looking more tired and tired. This dude ain't just I don't know, bro. I see Dillian. All of these dudes give him a tough fight. I think it's easier fights a Wilder fight than this. I'll be honest with you. Style for style, I think a Wilder fight is easier for him.
I will admit, if Jarrell Miller gets to the inside and starts to wear down AJ, we got to fight. But I look at Alexander Povetkin, man. Alexander Povetkin could not get past that jab and that right hand of AJ. But when he did make it to the inside, he did have some good success, I will admit, but I just don't see Jarrell Miller being able to do it, man. I just don't. I think he eats too many shots.
Issue with Povetkin, stamina because the age. We got and then because he went on this shit, he went on his little Meldonium or whatever.
Yeah,
but I give Povetkin credit. He's still a good fighter. Like regardless of Povetkin, was a top heavyweight. I don't know about now. Like gotta see him some more. And that age, I got to question that, but that was a credible win for me with AJ. Like I don't put nothing past Povetkin knocking motherfuckers out in 3-4 rounds with the way he can punch. But Big Baby done shown, man, I'm not gonna lose no stamina in the 9th and the 10th. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be working harder. So Povetkin, he had to stop getting it, not because just the jab in the right hand, his own self hold him back a little bit.
But I mean, has Jarrell Miller faced anybody with even a similar level to AJ, a power level as AJ? Even as strong. I mean, look who we trying to fight. Frezzo Quindo, Manuel Charles, were like, it's no freaking dog. He ain't never been in there he ain't never took them type of shots from a dude from a dude that's strong. And all of that thinking you just gonna boil yourself forward and put your weight on me. You gonna eat some hard shots.
But man, my man been kicked in the head though, bro. He been getting kicked to the head. You get kicked to the head, bro. You can get kick in the chin, a knee to the face, and just be eating that shit like barbecue, bro. Hey, I got to wonder, man. I got to wonder.
Yeah, man. He good for the division though. He good for the sport too, man. He a good character, man. He funny as hell too. So I do like Jarrell Big Burger Miller. But at the end of the day, he ain't been in there with nothing like this, son. Like he ain't been in there with nothing like this.
Hey, man.
You gotta get the opportunity. You gotta get the opportunity. I would say the same about Ortiz. He not been in with a big, strong heavyweight. Right. That even Wilder's a hard puncher, but he lacks a lot of skills. AJ has skills. He has size and he has power. So I would say, Ortiz, because other than the punching thing, and he didn't deal with that well. He didn't. And I give him a break. He did get clubbed around the back of the head a few times, and that Wilder forearm's dangerous. So
yeah.
The referees ain't calling that shit, so he should have known. No, he wasn't supposed to win that fight, no matter what he done. You ain't getting that, baby. Nah.
Hey, man, I want to ask you this question. Then me and Low Place and go do what we do, man. I appreciate you having us on.
It's all good.
But I want to ask you this question, man. So, I mean, I don't know if the rematch has been made official yet. I know that Wilder and Fury are still trying to, figure things out.
Right.
But I've noticed that Fury is losing a lot of weight, man. Do you think this is good for him, or bad? Or do you think this could backfire on him? Because the simple fact that I think that his extra weight helped him to absorb a lot of the power.
Good point.
Deontay Wilder in the first fight. But I know that this guy, he was up there, close to damn near 400 pounds at one point.
He was. You're right.
And he's trying to drop all of his weight. I feel like he's trying to do everything he can do to get this weight off. But we got to remember, Wilder's been knocking dudes out way bigger than him.
Right.
And I feel like the closer he is in weight to Wilder, that's not going to be good.
Right.
And so, what's your thoughts on that, man? You think that this is an advantage for Wilder? Because we know that Wilder can hit him. You know what I mean?
I think it all depends on Fury's game plan. I mean, clearly, if he come in more smaller, he's gonna look to be extra more nimble. But like you say, the punch resistance can take a hit on that. I think that it all depends on the game plan that he's looking to come in there and use. If he's looking to come in there and just move similarly than he did like he did in the first fight, it can help him, but he just got to be even more fast and not get hit nearly as much as he got from Wilder in that first fight. I mean, it could be anything you do to me in boxing can be a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? If you enhance one thing, you decrease something else. If you enhance this, you decrease something else. It all depends on what type of game plan I think he's gonna come in there with. Yeah. And I'm like you, man, but it can hurt him on punch resistance, but it also can help him to probably go longer into the fight and be even more elusive than he was in the first fight. So this is why, man, I think this fight right here is so 50-50. Look at Wilder talking about adding more weight. Now, yeah, they may help him with his punching power, and it's exactly, you know what I mean, but it can hurt him on the speed department. And maybe he don't land that shot that he landed in the 12th round. Maybe he don't land that shot that he landed in the mid rounds. You know what I'm saying? So either way, it all depends on the game plan that they looking to employ. It can help him, it can hurt him, but I mean, if it helps one thing, it'll hurt something else. And that's no matter what you do in boxing, man. So it just remains to be seen, bro. It just remains to be seen. I think that, I mean, this looked like the smallest. I mean, looking at the cover of that magazine, though, bro, like this looked like the smallest that Fury been in a minute.
He looked sick.
He looked even smaller than he was in the Klitschko fight.
He need a protein shake, nigga.
Yeah, that motherfucker need a pot roast, bro. Like he does, man. But at the end of the day, I mean, I ain't even really seen him like tiring out in that first fight to the 11th, 12th round. He started to slow down a little bit. But at the end of the, I mean, we don't know, bro. I don't know. I got to see his game plan, man. And I got to see what he looking to move.
Another thing, maybe cutting down just for a second. He start eating in that training camp, man. He gonna feel great. But I don't know his weight. I'm just saying. I know from training myself. Like when you at a weight that you feel good at, or you eating while you train, you just better. Like you just stronger. Some guys be, the other way around. You want to drop that weight and you get weaker throughout the training camp. We just see how they had to do it. But I definitely agree about Wilder. You put that weight on, your power might go down itself, not only because of, your speed, just you being able to torque these muscles and not understanding that you tighter than you normally are. Yeah. But as long as he even 15 pounds heavier than Wilder, 10, 20, 10 of 20, he going to be able to tie him up because he's taller. I just don't see the difference. And if Fury's looking, saying, you couldn't hit me at this way, you won't hit me at this way. And the only reason you did hit me the times you did hit me cleanly, right? Because I was playing with you. Like he literally in the 12th round was in there doing shimmies and shit. It's like,
yeah. Fury ain't looking to stop. Fury ain't looking to stop Wilder, man. He ain't looking to go in there and he's just trying to get in there and outbox him.
That's why I feel like those are the most dangerous fighters, man. Guys is going in there to win rounds.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
I said before, man, anybody can knock somebody out. They land that shit, you know what I'm saying, clean. But it's a special kind of, it's called boxing. So if a guy can go in there, make you miss, make you pay, and he got good conditioning, and he can go to 12 rounds and get his hand raised. To me, that's more impressive than somebody who just go in there and knock somebody out one punch. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Team Bomb Squad, but I just got to keep it 100, man.
Nah, you calling it right, man. You calling it right. It can help him, it can hurt him, but he clearly thinks the elusive way is the way to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to knock this dude out. I ain't trying to knock him out. I'm going to try to be elusive, hopefully weigh him down through through attrition, make him tired, make him swing for the fences. You know what I'm saying? Make him miss. Right, and then I could take my advantages like that. And if he looking to go to that game plan, it is good for him to be nimble. But if he get connected on, he might go down the hell of it, and he might not get up this time. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, good point. Like, he need, like, the way he was punching him and wobbling him, he need to try to knock him out. Freddie Roach came out saying, man, we should have been more aggressive. He, you know, they don't believe. Look, first and foremost, Wilder on the back foot, he needs you to make mistakes. We go back to Luis Ortiz. He needs you to stumble and fumble and bumble. It just ain't like, oh, I see your jab, I'm timing it. That ain't who he is. With the Spilka fight, Ronnie Shield was like, yo, I told this nigga stop making this dumbass mistake the whole camp, and he went in there and put his face in his fist, basically.
Right.
Well, he came from the southpaw stance and led with a right hook and brought his foot and all this shit, and Wilder's like, oh, that's a huge mistake. I got all the time in the world. Boom, done.
Yeah,
but Fury on his shit. Fury, if he got his functions right, you can come forward on Wilder, and Wilder gonna have to go back off balance because he don't get on his toes when he fight. He on his heels, so he can't punch at bro. Fury should be in there looking for the knockout, round by round, going forward.
But my thing is, in that first fight, that to me was Fury was up on them cards going into that 12th round. If he'd have just stayed away from Wilder, like Freddie Roach saying he should have been more aggressive. If he'd have stayed away from Wilder in that 12th, you'd have had to get that fight to Tyson Fury.
Why would Freddie tell him that?
That's what I'm like. You know, Tyson don't have that type of power where he should be going toe to toe with no Wilder, man.
Freddie knew better. Freddie know better though, man. He know the situation.
As a trainer, you gotta know your fighter is up on the scorecard, man.
But you want a Showtime card? You want a Showtime card?
Yeah, but he was up clearly, man. He was up clear
to me, man.
It was clear.
So they say this boxing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This boxing, they could have came back like, no, he didn't win. He was running on some De La Hoya Trinidad.
I mean, I feel you what you're saying, but it just lets you know, even after getting knocked down, like I said, that was the only thing that made it a draw. Without that knockdown, the fight is won.
Fight is won, bro. All he had to do was dance in that 12th round.
Feel you. From my perspective, I feel you. From us saying, yeah, but from them judges making a quick mark and having a scorecard that's right by their right hand that they're going to turn in already. Oh man, Fury would never win in that hole, bro. he with Freddie Roach ain't no dummy, but Freddie Roach been around, bro. He might have the shakes and shit. But you was right, bro.
you sounded like this Canelo and Jacobs, man. Jacobs coming into this fight already 5 rounds down.
Oh yeah, he wasting his time.
I gotta hear your perspective on that, man. You bringing that one up, man.
Yeah, man.
So much 50-50 on that, man.
Man, Jacobs better go in there and make it decisive. You cannot make, you know how the WBC, how much they love Canelo. This is Canelo's second, third fight on this 11-fight deal. Though they got a lot more fights and a lot more money to make off Canelo. Though the cards, in my opinion, going to already be stacked against Jacobs, and he has to go in there and make this thing crystal. Though there's a narrative at the middleweight division. They want to make Canelo Alvarez the undisputed middleweight champion. He's a cash cow. It just makes sense. Jacobs got to get this thing clear. I mean, he got to go. I ain't saying he got to stop Canelo, but he got to be up clear. You know what I mean? Crystal clear.
That is not Danny J. He can't, you know, that just ain't who he is either. That's
the problem. That's a problem, bro. That's a problem.
So, low place. You picking Canelo?
Man, Danny Jacobs the biggest almost ass nigga in the world, bro. I'm just gonna say it, dog. I can never pick a Danny Jacobs. I mean, I don't like Canelo. Truth of the matter, he can fight.
Canelo got a rehydration clause on him too.
Oh yeah. So, man, he made him bow down. Danny, man, come on, Danny, bro. You know what
I heard Danny get up there, man, like 190, damn near 200 pounds.
Yeah,
fighting shit.
He looked like it. But that didn't stop Selecki from twisting his ears and head around, man. You know what I'm saying? Danny.
I'll be honest with you, I thought Selecki won the fight, man.
You ain't the only one. Max Kellerman said shit too. He said, "Hey, I wouldn't be surprised Selecki won this bitch."
Yeah, man. Hey, if Danny can't come in this thing built like a tank, he better hope them snacks kicking in, Slim. That's all I can tell you. He better hope them snacks kicking in, bro, because he got to come in this fight built like a tank, like he did against Gennady Golovkin with the unknown weight when he came in. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it.
Snack has proven that they fighters like Josito Lopez got hit with some shit against Thurman. I mean, Caleb Plant was able to take some shit versus you know what I'm saying? What's the guy name? Scott DeGee.
Yeah,
Snacks be getting these niggas strong.
And that's why I'm telling people, man, don't act like Mikey might not come in there against Spence. Hey, with some good punch resistant, man. He fucking with Victor. And he coming in with them good snacks, man. Hey, them things been proven fight after fight right now.
Mr. Big.
Yeah, man. They hanging in there with the snack. So
I think Danny might get knocked out, bro, because he keep his hands on his chest for the shoulder roll shit. Like, man, you ain't finna play with Canelo with them left hooks rolling and catching. And
I got Canelo winning, man.
Same here. Danny don't like an aggressive fighter either, man. Like Canelo gonna read the smell that from a mile away, man. Going to work on the body, cutting that ring off on Danny. Danny gonna try to use that jab and move. I just don't see him wanting to stand in there toe to toe with Canelo. I just don't see it.
No, he got the sad thing about it is he got every advantage. He got the height, reach, speed, power, foot speed. He got every advantage. And the man just can't, like, don't nobody trust him. Like, it is what it is, bro.
I mean, the guy struggled versus Selecki. He struggled against Derevyanchenko. That was a good scrap. You know, I gave him his props because Derevyanchenko wasn't no joke. But he nowhere.
He should have been. No, you had every advantage. This your sparring partner, right? This your sparring partner, Danny.
True. They knew each other real well. But that's why I want to see Charlo.
And he didn't have his head trainer in the corner with him.
Charlo should mix it up with Derevyanchenko, man. That fight can be made. I don't see why they don't go for it, man.
I agree.
That fight can be made. Yeah, that fight makes sense to me. PBC side of the tracks, Al Heyman. No obstacles. You know what I'm saying?
I was begging for the Selecki fight after I seen him put in Jacobs when taking the Charlo joint. I was like, man, fuck, fight Selecki, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He just won that shit, but that fight didn't come off.
And Selecki was coming up, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, gave that man work, bro. Gave Danny Jacobs them right hands and them hooks. Man, I ain't know what I was watching. I said, dude, you on HBO. They supposed to be bigging you up. Max Kellerman over here talking about, man, this dude is...
That was a Lamont, Danny Garcia type of situation. They gave it to Danny, but it should have went to Lamont. They gave that shit to Danny.
Right.
That shit should have went to Selecki, man.
But, hey, does Demetrius Andre be the one to do it? I mean, it's going to come down to that last title. Yeah. It's going if he get through Jacobs, they're gonna be looking at Andre like we need that last piece.
Andre won it.
Can Andre be the one? Can he actually be the one that beat Canelo and take all them belts off Canelo?
I'll be honest. I trust him more than Danny. I'll be honest.
I'm
on his best day, because he'll fight on the inside on his best day. He'll get busy in many different ways.
Only thing is though with that is like what you said, you know what I'm saying, with him having this long contract, like in Demetrius, you know, he don't just stop everybody, you know what I mean? So it could be like a Laura situation, man. He could be on the outside, outpointing them, and he might get the nod from the judges, Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Demetrius can box, man. Demetrius can box, and I actually was gonna give him a slight edge when he was gonna face Billy Joe Saunders.
They bought, bro. I think they bought. They in the pockets, you know. We gotta build the zone. We gonna get y'all nobody wouldn't give it Demetrius no millions, bro. We gonna give these millions. We just need you to do this. What's a perfect record to it? You know what I'm saying? 5.
Man. I think
JD in the chat says Jacobs may have to try to ambush Canelo like he did Quillen. I don't know about that, bro. I
don't know about that either, man. I don't think he won't run up on Canelo like that, bro.
And if they just fighting on that outside, that shit right there, I'm sticking to it. They bought. Them brothers got them checks. Like they was fine with, I jabbed his face off. He hit me in there and then I won that fight. I don't feel like they bought. If I see another Lara style when you know you fighting Canelo and you looking to point, you bought, bro. I ain't going there.
Yeah.
Well, man.
I'm about to, it's time to get ready, get Super Bowl ready. You know what I'm saying? Man. So, man, I want to say, man, I appreciate my main man, Black Horseman Promotion sliding through. Low Place, you are always welcome here, fam. You're always welcome here. Man, get back up on here with me, man. I appreciated this discussion right here, man. I appreciate everybody that came with me in the chat, man. Please, tell everybody where they can find y'all at, man, for real.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, I appreciate you, bro, for having me on. You know what I mean? In my opinion, man, this is the best boxing channel on YouTube. I've already stated it before, man. I've been watching you since day one. You're the one that motivated me, inspired me to start talking about boxing. So, man, please keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You get much respect all over YouTube, man.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Low Place, man. The growth is real. The trolling is paying off, man. And Mr. Lion, you know what I'm saying? And do what you got to do, man. But, it was definitely a great conversation, man. I'm about to get out in the backyard with the wife. You get this barbecue on, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, who y'all got before you go? Who you got?
Man, fuck the Patriots, nigga. LA on me.
Who you rocking with, Low Play?
Man, I don't watch it, but I know Tom Brady ain't to be played with, bro. That's all I can tell you. He taught that young boy a lesson to Kansas City the other day. You give me a chance, nigga, I'm gonna smash your wife. All right, so don't play with Brady, bro.
Hey,
I leave him in the house alone, my nigga. That nigga's a genius out there. Belichick, Brady, the double B's. Nah, bro.
I can't go against that, bro. I can't bet against them. And then I want the Rams to lose because they put my Cowboys out, Black Horseman. I can't. Man, come on, man. They put my boy. Hey, dog, they offense is crazy.
Who the Rams quarterback? I don't even know.
What's the young boy name, man? Hey, man,
I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm from.
They got rid of Bradford. They got rid of Bradford.
Yeah, they got rid of Bradford. They got a new. Hey, this dude. Hey, that whole offense running like a man. Man, they just went out like a college team.
Golf? Is it golf?
Nah, it's not golf. It's not golf.
Golf.
Is that him? I forget his name, bro. I've been out the loop on the football a lot, but
that's him. Yeah, I remember they drafted him. I believe they drafted him. Jared Goff.
It's that coordinator they got. They got an offensive coordinator, man, with a playbook to die for right now.
Shout out to the coordinators, man.
God damn, bro. So, hey, man, I appreciate y'all sliding through. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the Super Bowl, man. Like I say, man, come on back. Y'all more than welcome here, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Much respect to both of y'all, man. And I appreciate you, man.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Y'all be good, man. To everybody up in the chat, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all rocking with the ball, rocking with us, listening to us, man. Y'all know how I go, man. Main man, made man. We talking boxing. I appreciate everybody for logging in. JD, what's up with you? Ronnie Boy Fresh. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Brian Thompson. My G, I appreciate you coming through and rocking with me the whole time. You hear me, though? So I appreciate that, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the Super Bowl. I get back up on here sometime throughout the week. Let's see what kind of boxing news breaks throughout the week, man. But yes, sir, I appreciate that. Now to the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. And just like we say on every video, peace out.